How is that possible? This is the first time in the history of the channel that we're not only investigating one place, we are investigating an entire city. We're investigating the Jenny Wade house. We're investigating the haunted orphanage of abuse. We're investigating the Sachs-covered bridge. We're also investigating the Farnsworth house, one of the most notorious places in Gettysburg. And to top it all off, we have been granted access to investigate at one of the most haunted properties in Gettysburg that has never been the subject of a true ghost hunt. That's right, 5 locations, 1 video.
Lorraine Warren did that?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I'm
saying.
Electrical error here, but we'd love to hear your voice.
It said flames earlier.
Yes. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
We're outside.
Alice, are you a child?
Can you touch that thing again?
Oh! Wait! That is fucking crazy.
Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the most haunted town in America. If you believe in ghosts, this small town in Pennsylvania is home to over 50,000 spirits. Let me tell you guys, this video is about to be a hell of a ride. You're watching the Paranormal Files. Happy Halloween, and welcome to our Halloween special, The Ghosts of Gettysburg, America's most haunted town. My name is Colin Brown, and I've been paranormal investigating for years now. I think it's been 7 or 8 years, and I've always wanted to do Gettysburg. This is the first time in the history of the channel that we're not only investigating one place, we are investigating an entire city. That's right, 5 locations, 1 video. In this video, we're investigating the Jenny Wade house. We're investigating the haunted orphanage of abuse. We're investigating the Sachs-covered bridge. We're also investigating the Farnsworth house, one of the most notorious places in Gettysburg. And to top it all off, we have been granted access to investigate at one of the most haunted properties in Gettysburg that has never been the subject of a true ghost hunt. No one has ever investigated in that house. And tonight in this video, you're gonna see the first official paranormal investigation there. It's extremely exciting.
I'm Connor Shannon. I've been doing some investigations with Colin. I'm Courtney's brother. Gettysburg is always one of those places that I always wanted to visit. I've always been really into history growing up, and that's really one of the places in America that I feel has some of the craziest history, just because that's where one of the most deadly battles happened. When we came into the city, we passed right through this field. Well, going into the city, come to find out that's a battlefield, so we stopped there. And you really start to realize the scale of how big this battle was. It went for miles and miles. And so driving into the city, it feels very heavy, but very full of energy at the same time.
Okay, so the audio is gonna be a little shitty because we didn't break out the microphone, but Connor and I just got here to Gettysburg, and it's very interesting that we pulled in to use the restroom over here, and this sign right behind us actually shows that right here is where the Battle of Gettysburg began. It was at this exact area. There's a hospital over there, lots of memorials, but this was kind of the catalyst, what happened right here. And it spilled over, obviously, all the way into Gettysburg, but we're so excited for tonight. I've got Connor here.
What's up, guys?
I've been to Gettysburg before, but this is your first time?
First time visitor.
You excited, man?
I'm super excited.
Hell yeah, dude.
All the stuff that we're seeing already. It's a very historic place in America. Probably one of the most haunted places in America to be at.
Yeah.
And we got some really cool locations that we're filming at tonight. So very, very pumped.
Dude, me too, man. And this is where it all began, right here. Kind of crazy that we just pulled over and then I read the sign. It's like, oh, this is where it started. And this is where our journey starts.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
So the Battle of Gettysburg, if you don't know, that is one of the bloodiest battles ever fought. It was a 3-day span. And in those 3 days, it's estimated that 49,000 to 51,000 people died. That is an absolutely astounding number of casualties if you really think about it. And Gettysburg is a very small community tucked back in the Pennsylvania backcountry. It's a beautiful area, and you would never expect that so many thousands of men lost their lives on those hallowed grounds. It took place from July 1st to July 3rd in the year 1863, when the Confederate Army met the Union Army in that small town. It would be absolutely impossible to give you the full history of the Battle of Gettysburg, but I just need you to imagine Gettysburg was already a small community when this battle took place, and it found itself at the very center of this bloody conflict. At all times of the day, there were cannons firing, there were muskets, there were rifles firing. People were being stabbed to death, people were being shot to death. Soldiers were bleeding out. There were amputations taking place in almost every building in town. That's something that you'll see when you go to Gettysburg if you ever visit, that most of the buildings were used as a hospital at some point. Private residences where people live now, they were hospitals. Restaurants, they were hospitals. Even hotels in the city suffered a massive amount of casualties. A lot of people were dying in those 3 days, all over the place, in the fields, in the buildings. Gettysburg itself is a place stained forever with darkness. And it's a stain that you can feel when you walk down the streets of that town. You can really connect with all of those spirits because, like I said before, 50,000 people, 50,000 spirits in that small community. That is a lot of energy. And that's why we had to investigate 5 places, because it's different everywhere you go. I got chills just now talking about it, but some of those places that we did visit and that you can visit, they have a dark energy that still to this day you can reach out and touch. So right when we got to Gettysburg, Connor and I pulled up. This was a couple weeks ago, and we knew there were a few things we wanted to get. We wanted to get a few pieces of equipment to use that night in our investigation. We wanted to just check out the downtown area, the historic area, and see what it felt like. And we wanted costumes, so here's a little bit of that footage of us hanging out. All right, so in preparing for tonight, we stopped in a store right there. What did we buy?
Rifles.
We got rifles. We're gonna use these as trigger objects. We also went to a metaphysical store and got dowsing rods,
Pendulum,
mat,
and a...
Your fortune is mine for the telling, and yours for the hearing. Come let Zoltar tell you more.
Well, we're getting our fortunes told by Zoltar today. See if he's got anything for us. Give me something good.
Come closer and listen to what Zoltar has to tell you. Dream as if you live forever. Live as if you'll die today. That's right. You must live your days as if they were your last. Because one day they will be. You know what I mean. So go on, have fun, and surrender more cash for more wisdom from the great Zoltar.
Yo, he just told
He's
you
a
you're
con
gonna, he
artist.
told you you're gonna die, man. That's kind of an eerie little fortune, man. What does it say?
I see a great deal of happiness in store for you.
Oh, he kind
You'll
of.
receive a letter soon, and the letter can easily be said to change the whole course of your life.
A letter? You don't even have a mailbox, do you?
It's gonna be $1 million.
Dude, he told you that was some creepy shit he just said, though. You could
Like,
die at any moment,
How's he tell me that? And then I get
and then you
this.
get something really nice. Here, let me try one.
Hey, give me something good, buddy. Better be good.
The great Zoltar here with a word of wisdom for your fortunes. Do not be leaving this place with regrets. Live it up, my friend, and start by giving Zoltar more monies for more wisdom, no?
What do we get, Zoltar? Romance or great friendship you'll find adds great pleasure to your life. It's difficult to know at what moment this love begins. Zoltar, I'm married, man.
Yeah, chill,
What's up with
Zoltar. That's my sister, man.
We were just gonna go get costumes as trigger objects from the store. We weren't even planning on getting full costumes from the store. Maybe just a Union hat, just to see if we could stir something up.
Oh, this might be a winner, man.
Told you.
What do we think?
Spiffy.
Does it look good?
Put your hat on. It's honestly sick.
Does it look good?
Well, you gotta squash your hat down. Yeah, screw it.
I think I got the tall one.
You gonna do it?
Flip it around, let me see. Oh. All right, General. Good shit.
As we were buying those, we talked to the sales guy at the store, and he told us that one of his friends went out to the bridge and got assaulted by these ghosts for wearing Union costumes. So like Connor said, when we were in the costume shop, the guy selling us the costumes told us, no matter what you do,
do not go out to the Sachs-covered bridge wearing these uniforms late at night, because you will get attacked, you will get scratched, shoved, pinched, assaulted on that bridge, because it's supposedly where Confederates from the Confederate Army, that's where their spirits have been seen and felt and documented. And so here's what he had to say about the whole thing.
I'm Eric. I work in town here in Gettysburg. I've lived here about 5 years, and I'm also a reenactor.
And so we were just buying outfits from the shop, and you were telling us something interesting about the Sachs-covered bridge.
So Sachs Bridge, friends and I sometimes will go there at night, especially during the anniversary, and we found that if you go later, especially when you know there's nobody else around, and if you're wearing Federal blue, you get reactions there, and they're not always positive. I had a friend actually, I didn't tell you before you started rolling. All of us were in Confederate uniforms. One friend of ours who was visiting was wearing a Union uniform, and he got tripped out of nowhere just walking on a flat paved road, and he just got tripped.
Really? So, and why would that be, that they wouldn't like the blue?
Sachs Bridge was pretty much, the easiest way to say it is, it was a open morgue. A lot of the Confederate wounded, and from what I understand, some Federal wounded were there. Towards the end of the battle, there was a lot of dead and dying in that location, and even though the bridge has moved a little bit from its original location, a lot of it is the actual original structure. There were a lot of dead people on that bridge and on the embankments. So there's local legends about both there being some sort of being out there. The other legend is that there was a white man who settled this area sometime, I believe in the 18th century, and he married a native woman and they were murdered. The tree where they were hung is in that location.
So it's, just to cap this off, it's a very, you'd say, charged place?
Yeah, I would say that if you're looking for something there, be careful what you wish for.
Why do you say be careful what you wish for? I mean, what could happen? Have you seen something?
We've been there where we'll see and hear things, I mean, there's wildlife, obviously. Try and rule everything out that's logical. You'll hear something, you'll go after it, absolutely nobody there. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And, sometimes you just don't want to keep messing around.
Okay.
So on our first night when we were there in Gettysburg, we were joined by our good friends from Charm City Paranormal and Wolf Paranormal. I'm going to put their channel links in the description of this video. Both great guys, love them. And we've been talking about doing a collab for a long time, and Gettysburg turned out to be the perfect place because there was so much ground to cover. We met up with them. We got dinner at a historic location, the Dobbs House. Very good food. And then we prepared to head to our first location for the night, which was the Jenny Wade House. I actually visited Gettysburg back in, I think, 2016 with my mom, and we toured the Jenny Wade House, we toured the Orphanage, we toured these places, but we didn't get to ghost hunt in them. So it was a weird full circle moment for me, actually standing in the Jenny Wade House 6 years later, having the place all to ourselves that night.
Welcome to the Jenny Wade House. It's called the Jenny Wade House, although Jenny never lived in this house. Her sister Georgia will rent this side of the house. At the time, it was a duplex. Georgia McClellan and her husband John will rent this side. The McLean family will rent the other side. Jenny and her mother live 300 yards towards the middle of town on Breckenridge Street. However, Jenny will indeed die in this house. If you take a look at the side of the house, this is not a recreation. This house will receive over 150 bullet holes. The Confederates will begin to overtake the town on the first day of July. They are aiming at the Union soldiers who are entrenched on East Cemetery Hill and Cemetery Hill, the high ground of this battle. They have all of their sharpshooters aiming right at those soldiers in an attempt to take that high ground. Unfortunately, this house and its occupants are right in the middle of this hail of bullets. They will come around and tell the citizens to do one of two things. to either evacuate, as Mrs. McLean and her 4 small children will do, or get into your cellar. Do not come out until you hear the firing cease. On the first day of July, Jenny will decide to come here. She will come here for safety because she has in her care her 8-year-old brother, Harry, and a 6-year-old little handicapped boy named Isaac. She will make it safely with both children just in a nick of time. They do attempt to gain access to this very cellar, but every time they open this door, they'll be met with gunfire. Georgia, who lives on this side, is given birth to her first child on the 26th of June. It's a very difficult delivery. The doctor will tell her that she must stay in bed for 10 days. Her mother, Mary Ann Wade, was here with her as well. Unfortunately, now everyone is trapped inside this house, unable to gain access to safety. So let's go take a look inside. Please join me in the parlor. Now, normally we did not have beds in our parlors. However, Georgia was so heavily pregnant when her husband John leaves for battle that he will bring this bed downstairs piece by piece so that Georgia will not have to walk up and down those stairs. If you look in the mantel, it still bears the marks of original bullet holes, as well as right behind you here in the center of this window. There are only 2 original pieces of furniture remaining in this house. However, the structure is completely original, with the exception of some modern conveniences such as heating and cooling. This bullet hole is a representation. You see, as Georgia was laying here with her newborn baby, bullets were going through the headboard and footboard. The 2 little boys will be hiding under this bed until they are able to reach safety. If you look on the wall, that is the only photo ever taken of Jenny Wade. She is on the far right. Her sister Georgia is on the left. A friend of the family is in the middle. If you ever see the larger photos of Jenny, they are always blow-ups of that very photo. Now, I must ask you to step aside, please. You see, Georgia had a rocking chair, very much like that one. Often, it is reported that you can still see Georgia and her baby in that rocking chair. It will indeed rock. Sometimes our guests report that they become nauseous and dizzy, and they have to leave this house. Georgia was such a caring soul. I know not why they become so nauseous there, but they indeed do. Now, right behind you, this globe also has quite a story to tell. It tends to rise into the air, travel of its own volition, and crash itself to the floor. Does this so often? We have to keep boxes and boxes of these globes in this house. It's one of the many ways that the spirits like to let us know they are here. An analogy that I have come up with, think of your homes. How would you like it if uninvited guests were constantly traipsing through your home up until 4 a.m. in the morning? And then, once a year, maintenance crews will come in, put up this lovely wallpaper, paint everything a shade of green. Probably wouldn't like it either. Well, neither do the spirits. They like nothing done to their home. Again, one of the many ways that they show us that they are here and they do own this house. As we journey through the house, do you pay close attention to the mirrors? For you know not who or what may be looking out at you. Now I have a question for you. Wherever you are staying, do you have a very comfortable set of box springs like that? I thought so. And your mattress, is it filled with this comfortable straw. Back in this time, they were ingenious. They had these on the headboard. What you had to do before you went to sleep for the evening was this. Before you went to bed, you would put large saucers of oil under your bed because it was necessary to knock the bugs into the oil, hoping that they would drown instead of cuddling up with you for the night. This is known as hitting the hay.
Wow. I didn't know that, man. I say that all the time.
And there is one other. It's a joyous day. A bride and groom have married. Well, we would find out where they would be spending their wedding night. We would come in and untie all of the ropes. It was such fun. The newlyweds would come in, jump into bed, fall directly to the floor, and spend the rest of the night tying the knot. Another phrase that originated during this time period. If you'd like to join me in the kitchen. On July 2nd, something very frightening will happen in this house. They will suddenly hear a crash. This house will shake to its very foundation when a 10-pound parrot shell will collide with this house, and it will make a rather large hole in an upstairs brick wall. Fortunately, this shell does not explode. Had it done so, it probably would have leveled this house and killed the occupants. Jenny was right here at this very dough tray. This is indeed the original. It was donated by her sister Georgia when this house becomes a museum in the early 1900s. Mrs. Wade is right here at the fire, tending the fire and baking the bread as her daughter is making the dough. For you see, while Jenny was here in this house, she spent all of her time making bread and biscuits for the hot, hungry, and tired Union soldiers who were brave enough to come to that very door. She would also offer them water drawn from this very well. Well, Mrs. Wade, after this horrible explosion hits the house, she will look over and Jenny has fainted dead away on the floor. She'll rush over to revive her, tell her everything is fine, the house is standing. Then comes the third day of July. It'll begin like every other day does for Jenny. She'll read from the scriptures, but this day's different. All of her readings are about death and sadness. Georgia will yell from her bed, "Mama, make her stop." Jenny will stop. She will walk right into her sister Georgia and say these very words: "If anyone is to be killed in this house today, it should be me, because Georgia, you have that new baby." Jenny will turn, walk around this door, which was put in this position by her mother, thinking it would keep her daughter safe. At 8:30 in the morning, the bullet will come in through the lower hole in that door. It will come through this door. It'll enter under Jenny's left shoulder blade, pierce her heart. She will be dead before she hits that floor at age 20. Mrs. Wade did not hear what happened immediately. It's the third day of battle. The noise of the cannons, the firing, the men screaming. Mrs. Wade will look over, see her daughter on the floor, thinks that she has fainted again. She'll rush over to revive her, and that's when she will see the blood begin to run across the floor, and she knew what had happened to her daughter. She will calmly go in and say, "Georgia, your sister is dead." Georgia will become absolutely hysterical. Her screams will bring Union soldiers bursting through that door. For you see, they had been watching this house because they knew it was only women and children. They will say in their memoirs that this was a sight they will never forget. A beautiful 20-year-old girl dead on the floor for no reason. They're used to seeing soldiers in the field, but not a young girl. They will decide at that very moment that they must get this entire family to safety, or Jenny will not be the only one to die in this house. Now, in this room, the flooring has been replaced, although it is quite old. This house was built in 1840. Even though this is newer flooring, you can still see the blood stain reform right around that dough tray. Sometimes it will fill in as if Jenny's blood is still on that floor. During the off season, they always have video and voice recorders. This door is often captured slamming itself closed, opening, slamming, constantly. I believe it was because of the great trauma that will be suffered in this room. Now, if you are ready, we will continue upstairs.
All right.
I'm ready.
Chain tends to move. Watch that when you're doing your investigation.
Now watch
Yes,
ahead.
the average height of a man was 5 feet 6 inches. Woman was my height, so the ceilings are very low in the house. Now in this room, we often see a young boy appear right in the corner by that bed. Sometimes he's caught peeking around that trunk. He's always the same little boy. He wears a white shirt, little knee breeches, and suspenders. He has sandy, blondish, brownish hair. Very sweet, never says a word. Now this mirror, often we will see the lady in black. Not in black, such as I. She is a widow in full widow's weeds. If you look closely at that mirror, the glass predates the Civil War. I don't know if you know much about Victorian mourning customs. They would always cover the mirrors in black crepe cloth. They believed that when you die, your spirit leaves the body and goes to the light. They did not want the spirit to confuse the shimmering of the mirror with the light. They say that mirrors are now portals. I often wonder if that is not because this custom is no longer observed. We frequently capture faces and many, many other images in this mirror. Sometimes as well in this window, it is reported that people will see small children peeking out. There is also a lady who walks. You'll see her walk through this window and then right through the window in the other bedroom, which is very interesting because there is a brick wall between the two windows. Now with our story, I told you that the soldiers will decide that they have to get the family to safety. The soldiers will come upstairs and see that that 10-pound parrot shell had made a hole right in that very brick wall. However, it is too small to pass the family through to the other side. They will take the butts of their guns, break out enough of the brick that the family is able to crawl through on their hands and knees. However, Georgia refused to hand her baby to one of the soldiers. After a great deal of convincing, she will finally do so. Everyone makes it through to the other side. Then they realize that Mrs. Wade, Jenny's mother, is not with them. They will go down to the kitchen only to find her on the floor, cradling her daughter's body. She would not leave her daughter. Two kind Union soldiers will come up to one of these bedrooms, take a quilt from the bed, gently wrap Jenny's body, and pass her through to safety. They will then go through the bedroom, down the steps on the other side, out the door, and into the cellar that was accessible, and to safety. So let us continue. People often report feeling quite a difference on this side of the house. You are now on the McLean side, the side that was being protected by the Union. They say it is a much lighter feeling on this side, and I have to agree. As many tours as I have personally given, I am always anxious to get to this side of the house. If you look in the corner, that shows where that 10-pound parrot shell will enter the wall. That was not its final destination. It will embed in the eaves. After the battle, the Wade family will move to Iowa as they have family there. Find it very interesting that that shell will remain in this house until some of the new tenants 20 years later will say, you know, we should probably get this live shell out of this house. The only family member who was small enough that they could fish through the hole was a little tiny granddaughter. They will put her through the hole, she will grab the shell, they will pull her out. Mercifully, it did not explode. You will see the original shell downstairs. Now in this room, we have another one of our famous mirrors. We often see a hand and an arm reaching out of the side. This mirror also tends to fog up on one side, and then you will see a shadowy figure on the other side. This is indeed a museum. Now, rarely, but sometimes we do get a new museum director. About 7 years ago, Mary Ann was named as our new director. She immediately decided she was going to make this house her own. First thing she decides to do is move all of the quilts to different beds. When the history guides come in the morning, they will find all of the quilts tossed to the floor. Mary Ann does not care. As a matter of fact, she said she will make more changes because she is the director. They plead with her because the spirits do not like any type of change in this house. This will go on for a few months. Finally, Mary Ann gives in. She will come in before the employees arrive, put the quilts back in their original locations. As she is leaving, she will hear the laughter of two women. You see, she was in this house alone. The spirits did get their way after all. So if you'd like to join me in Billy's room. Billy is rather a mystery to us. We do believe he could be an orphan. We're not quite sure, but what we are sure of is this young man is very mischievous. I suppose he gets bored as he is here for the remainder of the time that this house stands. When we have psychics, mediums, paranormal investigators, they know that Billy loves to hear the song Dixie, particularly if it is played on a harmonica. You will see the indentation as if a small boy is jumping up and down in delight. When they stop playing the song, people will feel touches all around them. When our guests bring their EMF detectors, it constantly lights to red. He tends to like to come around our guests to be back near that rocking chair, near the wall, or on the bed. Now there used to be a chain here, as there is on the other side. During the day, we have what they call history guides. In the evening, that's when our paranormal guides will be here. Well, when the history guides would come in the morning, that chain would be wrapped around furniture, the curtain rod, down the stairs, whatever Billy felt like doing with it. The history guides said that it was indeed the paranormal guides. It was like the Civil War all over again. Of course, the ghost guides had nothing to do with it. One evening, the history guides will dispose of that chain for exactly 18 months. When the history guides come in the morning, everything will be tossed about this room. The quilt the mattress, the furniture overturned and moved. Finally, it will stop. Billy said he decided he was over it, maybe even grew up a little bit. But he is indeed one of our guests' favorites. Oh, and by the way, gentlemen, you are on 1840s flooring, so I wouldn't suggest jumping up and down.
Heard.
This falls under the category that truth is indeed stranger than fiction. This gentleman's name is Wesley Culp. This is Jack Skelly. Of course, you know Jenny Wade. These three were friends from the time they were small children into adulthood. Wesley will become a carriage maker by trade. He will move to Virginia to accept a position. When the Civil War begins, he will decide to fight for the Confederacy, making him a traitor in his own hometown. Jack will fight for the Union. Jenny will stay behind. There will be a battle in Winchester, Virginia. The Confederates will win the day. As Wesley is walking along, looking at the captured prisoners, who do you think he sees? None other than his childhood friend, Jack. Wesley will be able to get him to a field hospital as Jack has been very, very badly wounded. They're able to exchange a few words. Jack will say, Wes, if you ever make it back to Gettysburg, can you please deliver these two messages? Of course, Wesley does agree. Wesley will make it back to Gettysburg for the Battle of Gettysburg, where he will be killed at the base of Culp's Hill. Yes, he was part of the Culp family, where the family farm was. Jack will never return from Winchester, and you know of Jenny's fate. None of them ever knew the fate of the other. As far as the messages, they were verbal. They are quite debatable, for you see, it is said that one was a proposal of marriage from Jack to Jenny. That has not been proven, but when Jenny died, she did have an ambrotype of Jack in her apron pocket. They said the other message was for Jack's mother. We will never be certain about this. So if you'd like to join me in the parlor. This is our other original piece. This will be donated by the McLean family. The clock does predate the Civil War and did indeed sit on this very mantle. Often guests will capture photos of faces. It is not the etching, it's always on that side of the clock. Clock is also very difficult to open and close. We never know when we come into this house if it will be open or closed. Sometimes it will do so on its own. In our display case on the bottom, you will see the original 10-pound parrot shell that will come through this house. The 10-pound parrot was filled with 300 small steel balls. It was meant for devastation. On the top, you will see original letters between Jenny and Jack. There are many more at the Adams County Historical Society. In the middle, someone actually had enough thought to save 3 of the boards from the kitchen. We were fortunate to obtain one of them. You will see scrawled in pencil the board where Jenny fell, where she bled out. We do have provenance that this is an actual board. The staining on the left-hand side is indeed her blood. It is a grim reminder of what will happen in this house.
So that's her real blood stain on there.
It really is.
That's pretty crazy.
That story's crazy. How could that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
They were best friends into adulthood. This is what I'm saying. What I told you she said, if anyone is to be killed, You could make that up if you wanted to.
Honestly.
And then just shortly afterwards.
She turns around, boom.
So she said that and then immediately got killed.
Correct. She
Wow.
walks around that door. That is 100% the truth.
Wow.
Yes.
Is the cellar supposed to be haunted? I guess, final words?
Of course.
I've heard Jenny Wade's dad is supposed to be in.
Absolutely. James Wade inhabits the cellar. He waits for his daughter in the hopes that they'll reunite in the afterlife.
I guess, final question?
Yes.
What's the most haunted part of the house?
I think, do you not get a strange feeling in that upstairs bedroom?
Oh, I
The
do,
one right
for
above
sure.
or over there?
On the other side of the house, in
Yeah.
the McClellan side, I cannot tell you how many people I have that get very uncomfortable in that bedroom. They will leave the tour when we go through that bedroom. And yes, that little boy really does appear. There is just some type of energy in that bedroom. As soon as you walk through that wall, it's a totally different atmosphere. And it's always like that. It never ever varies. The cellar is also very active. The kitchen too tends to get some people very, very anxious. I have people burst into tears and so on. George's rocking chair, that is truth. People get very, very sick to their stomachs, very dizzy when they are in that room.
Get pictures.
What are you guys thinking so far?
I'll tell you now, when we were in there and I was doing B-roll by myself, I kept hearing whispering and footsteps around me, and I wasn't sure if it was just Christina's voice bleeding over from the tour, but I said hey, and I got a hey back. So
Oh, shit.
it's a little spooky in there.
It is kind of spooky, man.
I can definitely say it's haunted.
Yeah, well, what about you? You were with us the whole
I'm
time.
excited, man. I think tonight's gonna be interesting. I got some history here, so I'm excited to tap into that and see what comes of it.
And
know?
you got the
Especially-
personal connection, too.
Exactly, yeah. Especially with the orphanage, that's gonna be pretty spooky.
Orphanage is scary, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Estes Method in the basement.
Oh, yeah. Chain Connor up.
Chain me up. Oh no. Leave me there.
Throw away the key.
Yeah. All right, man. Hello? Yo, what the f? No! There's no way that just happened. You guys heard that? Someone just tried to open this door while I was doing B-roll. Look, there's Connor and the other guys, dude, on the other side of the f***ing house. Yo, okay, that's wild, guys. To point out what just happened, I was getting B-roll right here in the kitchen where Jenny died. Something just tried to open that door. I got the sound of it and I thought someone was coming in. There's no one. There's no one. Wow. Holy shit, man. Jenny, if that was you, can you shut this door? Or whoever was in here, can you shut this door for me?
We did 2 separate nights out in Gettysburg, filming at different locations, but the first half of the trip we were able to film at a couple locations with the guys from Wolf Paranormal and Charm City Paranormal. We had a great time with those guys. Honestly, they're really good at what they do, and you can tell that they're very passionate about the projects that they're working on. So being able to go to Jenny Wade House and the Orphanage across the street, and even a little bit of like the battlegrounds, was a really cool experience. And I feel like we got a lot of interactions while we were filming with those guys.
So after our tour with the Victorian Ghost, is what she kind of was dressed like, it was awesome, we set up all of our equipment. We had tons of stuff with our 3 combined channels. It was at that point when we decided it's time to really set in and try to see if we can get somebody to come through, whether it would be Jenny, an unnamed soldier, or someone else. And we definitely contacted someone, as you're about to see. Okay, so we're back tonight. It's now the nighttime. We saw the tour. It's 9:30 right now. To give you the lowdown of what we're doing tonight, right behind us is the Jenny Wade House, one of the most haunted houses here in Gettysburg. Over behind us in that direction is the Orphanage, a very evil, a very dark place. And then after that, we're gonna bring our Union soldier outfits and head to the Sachs-covered bridge. I've been to that bridge in the past multiple times. It's a very, very, very spooky place. And yeah, we have a long night ahead of us, but before we start tonight's video, I want you guys, you know, obviously I love giving away gift bags. It's super fun. It's a part of what we do here at the Paranormal Files. So for the Halloween special, we're gonna give away 2 gift bags. We're gonna give away a gift bag now during the live premiere if you're watching, and we're gonna give away a gift bag later after Halloween on November 1st. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway is to like the video and comment in the comment section below, Happy Halloween. I want to see those comments light up. I want to celebrate Sam Hain with everybody. I'm going to give you all 10 seconds to like and comment now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And yeah, I'm so excited, man, to be here in Gettysburg. We're using all of our devices. We're using a ton of trigger objects, a ton of very, very different investigation methods tonight. You guys are gonna see, we got children's toys from the 1800s. We've got the outfits. We've got all the equipment that the guys we're collaborating with have with them. And behind me is the man himself, Mr. Connor Shannon. How are you feeling, buddy?
What's up, guys? I'm so excited. We get to be a part of the Halloween special. We got a lot of stuff that's gonna happen tonight. Really looking forward to this location. I mean, it's a notorious, very heavily spirit-loaded place. I mean, we have this place where an innocent woman was, the only innocent woman was killed, and then we have the orphanage down the street. So I mean, we're loaded up with locations today. We have a great crew that's filming with us tonight. Couldn't ask for more.
It's kind of like Innocence Lost.
Honestly.
This place, the Jenny Wade House, and the Orphanage, it's all innocent lives that were killed.
I mean, honestly, and it being Gettysburg, this is one of the most notorious locations for the Civil War. So we got a lot to look forward to. You guys have a lot to look forward to tonight. So I'm really hoping you guys enjoy the video.
All right, man. I think it's time we begin. Location number 1, the most haunted house in Gettysburg. Okay, so we're here in the Jenny Wade House. Like I said before, this place is notorious for paranormal activity and also the history. And we have some guests tonight for the Halloween special. I'm gonna let these guys introduce themselves.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike. I create the channel Charm City Paranormal.
I'm Ethan, and I created Wolf Paranormal.
Yeah, so these guys both make incredible paranormal documentaries. If you haven't checked out their channels yet, you have to, because I honestly watched their videos and I was like, damn, dude, these are really, really well made. You guys get great activity too.
Thanks,
and
man.
Great people. The homies. We've been hanging out all day, man.
Yeah,
so it's good to be here with new people. And what are you guys thinking tonight? How do you feel about the house?
It seems a little dormant right now, but it feels like something's gonna happen really soon.
Yeah, I got that feeling too.
Yeah, a little nervous energy. When we were doing the tour earlier in the day, I kind of separated from you guys to get B-roll, and I was hearing a lot of chatter, movement, things like that. And at first I thought it was you guys until it sounded like a child. So I feel like it's gonna get a lot more active as the night continues.
Me too, man.
And there's said to be child spirits here, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Also, for everybody online, no one ever knows how tall I am. They always say I'm taller in person. I'm 6'2". This dude's tall, man. Holy shit. If you see someone that's like my height taller than me, this dude's fucking big, dude. I gotta say. But yeah, we're gonna set our stuff up. I got all of our gadgets ready. If you guys are ready to roll.
I'm ready, man. Let's do it.
Let's turn our stuff on. Guess we can pause that for 1 second.
My name is Mike.
My name is Ethan.
My name is Connor.
Hey everybody, my name is Colin.
We've come here to visit you for a few hours. We're hoping if we could sit down and have a conversation with some of the resident spirits that are here. We've laid out various devices for you to use. I want to let you know now that none of this stuff is designed to hurt you in any way. They're simply just a means of communication. If you could reach out and touch one of them and make them go off and let us know that you're here, that'd be fantastic. Look at that.
Immediately.
Thank you for that.
We mean no harm or disrespect. We're just here to talk to you for a little bit. Get to know you a little bit. Would that be okay with you?
Can you touch that red light and make it light up? Let us know that you're here.
Dude, it's so eerily silent
I
here.
know.
You know,
It's so quiet.
like it's rare to find places that are like.
Just wait to the orphanage.
I know, honestly. I want to say too, we are coming with love and light. Jenny, if you're here, if there are any children here, or anybody else, maybe somebody who died, you know, in the Battle of Gettysburg. If you were to, like he said, just touch anything in here, other than that device, please, it'll let us know that someone is here with us. And also, I do want to say, we have a very cool device tonight. This is a spirit lamp. This is based on old 1800s technology. We felt like it was appropriate to start out or use for the first time tonight here in Gettysburg. This thing is, you have to destabilize it a little bit and form the connection, and this will light up. So if there are any spirits here, anybody who's passed on, or just anybody in general, if you come touch one of these pieces of metal in this thing that I'm tapping on, you'll light up that little light. It's like a candle. And we would love to, oh, that was the actual REM pod. Yeah, we'd love to have you do that. Just heard like whispering out there. I heard chattering. Somebody having a conversation.
Are you out in the other room? Can you come in here? Come talk to us, please? I know a lot of the stuff laying around the room might seem strange to you. You're wondering why we're doing this or why we're here. But again, I promise you, we mean no harm. We just want to talk to you, learn some stories from you. Maybe you have something you want to share that you didn't get to tell when you were still here.
And maybe figure out why you're still here. Did you like this place?
You can go over and touch that red light that you've been playing with as a way of saying yes.
Are there any children here from the orphanage that want to come out and say hi? You don't gotta be shy.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Hey there.
Could you step away from that, please?
Just got this weird sensation on the back of my head, like somebody just ran their fingers through my hair.
Oh, this might just be here.
Oh, it did. Someone's here.
Yeah.
Whatever that
This one's
signal is,
close.
it's strong, man. It's like it sat down in the chair almost.
Seriously.
You know? Thank you. That's you coming in.
Yeah, thank you so much. Could you move to this one over here instead?
Hey, can you touch this one over here? It does the exact same thing.
I did too. If you're out there, you can also come into this room. You don't need to be afraid of the lights in the doorway.
Oh, hello there.
Okay.
That's the first time I've seen mine go off or heard it.
Yeah, that's yours.
Did this one go off as well?
Okay. Oh shit! Wow.
Did it go off?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Thank you. How about both at the same time? Can you do that?
It's pretty incredible if you could set them both off. Oh, there's one.
Okay, can you do the other? Not that one, the other one, please.
I really hope that's somebody outside.
Yeah. Me too, man. Because that would be creepy as hell.
Be like the clearest disembodied voice I've ever heard.
Once again, up here to introduce ourselves again, I'm Colin.
I'm Mike.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Connor.
We hear there are little boys up here. Well, we got 4 grown men here. Positive role models, man. But we also can get a little goofy, my friend. So, come play with our stuff just like that.
Could you come a little closer and maybe make the yellow light light up? Or the blue or the purple?
There you go. That is a different light. If you're in here with us, maybe if you're over in that room, can you walk over towards us, please? We just really want to know that someone is here. You can touch any of the lights, or just walk over towards us. We're friendly.
We mean no harm. We brought a bunch of toys for you to play with. A bunch of cool lights. Which one's your favorite?
I swear, every time you guys like pause in between the pauses, I'm hearing like whispering downstairs.
Like you're hearing it, but you're not almost.
I mean, like I can't tell what's being said. It's almost like a hushed whisper. And it's some of it's behind me, some of it's in that room. Some of it's in that room.
It's like confirmation.
Can you touch that if I'm hearing you right now? Or if I'm hearing somebody else in the house? You can touch one of those red lights as a way to say yes, just to help us confirm. The closer you get to it, the more lights will light up. You can bring up to 4 colors. Can you show us which one is your favorite?
Did you hear that knock? Yeah, that came from that direction. Is there anybody in this house with us? We'd love to hear your voice.
I came here a long time ago and got a picture of a little girl in a mirror over in that room. Is she still here? Could you make one of these light up if you are?
It's instant.
Maybe you could tell us your name?
How about this? Come over and light up this device on the floor if we're speaking to the little boy. Or light up this device over here if we're speaking to the little girl. Help us narrow it down a little bit so we know who we're talking to.
Or is it somebody else? Is it Jenny?
Oh, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. So this is Jenny? Jenny, I want you to know we come here with the utmost respect for you. We don't mean any disrespect. We don't want to intrude in your home. We just want to talk to you a little bit. Is that okay with you?
The silence is like...
I know, it's very
so
eerie.
Weird. It's hard to tell if it's like intelligent or residual.
Right, yeah.
You know?
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes it's like answering almost, and then it's like I don't really feel like something active.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like some places, orphanage, you step in, it's like boom.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like we're just. But then you know.
Stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
We have a device that can give you a voice. We'll be able to hear you talk. Can you light up either of those devices if you want to have a conversation with us?
I feel like I just heard like a giggle behind me.
Too. I heard that too.
A giggle?
Yeah, like a.
But it's hard to tell if it's coming from outside or not.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, the street's right there, though.
Yeah.
Ask if it's behind you.
Is there someone behind me?
Oh, wow.
Well, we heard you. We just want to know if you can come closer to us. We can have conversation with you. That was me.
Is there a child in the room over there? There's another little device a toy you could go play with that's in there.
We were also told today that the women here might not like us redecorating their houses, but we want to let you know that these devices that we've set up today, they will be leaving after tonight. So you can come and hang out with us and talk, and at the end of the night we'll take them out of here for you.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys want to use the spirit talker for a second?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. To anybody who's here in the house, maybe if it's Jenny or if it's any of the children, this toy, this tool that I have right here, it'll be able to, yeah, you want to use it?
Wow.
Sweet. It'll be able to give you a voice. So if you actually say a word to us, maybe we'll be able to hear it more clearly than if you were just talking. So I'm going to start this. Can you tell us who's here with us? Maybe if you're a man or a woman, a boy, girl. Who's here with us? Okay, so what are you feeling? You know, honestly, we just really want to know who we're talking to. If you can tell us that.
Whoa.
That was instant.
That was crazy, man.
Hi, Jim.
Jim, are you a soldier?
Because Jim could be James too, you know.
True. Yeah.
Oh, that's Connor's name. That is. His name's James Connor Shannon.
Oh.
It's kind of weird. You want to ask something?
Is this a lady that's here in the house with us?
Or Jim?
Or Jim? Either way, we'd love to talk to you. You can go talk to that device over on the chair over there, and it'll give you a voice to talk to us.
Can you tell us how you're feeling?
Church.
Church. And weirdly enough, I've never gotten that word.
Are you telling us we need church?
Maybe it was like a name for somebody or a nickname.
That's the name of the cat in Pet Cemetery.
Church.
All right. Okay, Jim, I'm gonna ask a question. Can you tell us how you may have died if you are dead?
Wow.
Thank you. Were
Supposed to
you?
be saying yes.
Yeah, right. Were you shot?
That's my stomach.
Did you hear it?
Stop cartwheeling.
Joseph.
Joseph?
What's the Joseph? There's a Joseph associated with tonight.
Oh, yes, there
someone on the
is.
tour. Was it in the orphanage? So, I remember hearing the name
Yeah,
Joseph.
I do too. I think it might have been the name of a soldier. A Union soldier, was it?
I can't remember. But on the tour, I know there's the name Joseph is associated with one of these two locations.
I might have been like
Team.
We're a team.
You talking about us?
Joseph, though. That's
Was it
crazy.
like Joseph Doyle or something like that?
It might have been.
We're gonna watch the tour over again. Like, oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, seriously.
Either way, though, if it is the doctor, he was telling us that the doctor is going to interact with us. But
Is the doctor here?
Alice.
Alice.
Lots of names coming
So
up.
many names.
Yeah.
Jim, Joseph, Alice.
There's 2 boys supposed to be up here, right? And
Yeah.
1 girl.
Oh,
Is Billy up here with us?
I think Tommy was another one of the names, right? One of the boys.
I think Tommy was.
Thomas.
What was the little girl's name that was here?
I don't think they know. Might be Alice.
It might be.
Alice, were you the one that was caught in the photograph in that room over there? It's me!
no!
Oh my god!
It's Alice, man. It's
Wow!
Alice.
Thank you, Alice. That's amazing.
Wow.
Immediate, too, man.
Nice to meet you, Alice.
Alice, are you a child?
I might actually lose it if it says yes.
That was awesome.
That's
That was
crazy.
awesome.
See what I mean, though? This thing, like, sometimes it's really, really accurate.
Yeah.
I've never seen it spit out this many names though.
No, me either.
I mean, at most, I think it's spit out like one name since we've used it.
Well, if you go with the theory of Gettysburg, 50,000 people reportedly died. There's probably a lot of ghosts or spirits.
Oh, yeah.
Frustration.
Frustration. Are you frustrated that you're stuck here? Are you stuck here?
You know, it's weird that it said feeling, and then you asked, Mike, what are you feeling? Frustration. Even if it's a little delayed.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know.
Frustration, yeah.
Why are you frustrated? Is there someone or something here that's causing you this frustration? You can can tell us. It's okay.
I know that picture over there has names on it. Is there any of the names that we saw?
There is a John Wade, James Wade,
George.
John James Wade, or Jack.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Why is this so many names? And the REM pod went on.
Yeah, immediately at the same time. Oh!
Dang.
Ryan. I also haven't gotten any of these names before. Ryan, James, or Jim, Alice.
That gets me so crazy.
Jim,
I'm still
like
tripping
a
about that.
short nickname for James?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
What if it's that James right there?
James Wade.
James Wade, are you here?
Yo, how did we not connect that? Because that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Jim
Yeah.
and James.
Yeah.
Well, right when I walked in this room, I walked over there and I was just kind of looking at the names because when we went through the tour, we didn't really hear anything about that. So I just kind of wanted to look at that. And of course now there's some relevance to it. Shoes.
Okay, that's freaky though, man.
I know.
James Wade, he's like a younger boy.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's probably maybe between like 14 to 16 in that photo.
Is the Wade family here with us tonight?
Oh, wow.
We'd love to have a conversation with you, or if you're a kid and you're a little bored, we can play.
Don't be afraid.
We're not afraid.
We want to talk to you.
Could you tell us how many people are here with us? Can you give us a number?
Okay, bro. I honestly have to just state one more time how crazy that is that Jim came through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Out of every single name on the planet, there are 2 Jameses on that picture.
Mm-hmm.
2 Jameses.
Yep.
Yep.
Like, we didn't even connect.
And then
that
it told
really.
you to choose which one it was.
Choose one, yeah. Honestly.
That just went off. I don't know if that was
That might be.
So, I want to get this straight. James, is that you that's here? Can you, I know you've been playing, somebody's been playing with these lights. I know you like the lights. If this is James or Jim, could you go touch one of those again? Just walk over towards the chair or towards the picture, the vase. Then we'll know that it's you that we're talking to. Okay, we're, we don't have much time here in the house, and we're gonna move downstairs.
Teenager.
Teenager!
What if it's
the
Jim.
Yeah.
Jim James.
I mean, he looks like he's between 14 to 16
Yeah,
years old in
dude,
that
yeah.
photo.
That's trippy, man. Yeah. He looks like 13 or 14. Oh, I'm not that good at guessing ages, but.
James Wade. So if we're speaking to James Wade right now, the young man James Wade, can you come over and touch one of these red lights as a way of saying yes, it's you, just to confirm? Just want to make sure that we're talking to the right James. Hear that little knock?
Yeah.
You heard that too?
Yeah.
There it is again. It sounds like it's downstairs on that side.
Alice.
Alice
again.
Twice.
Hi, Alice.
Hello, Alice.
Alice, maybe if this is you, maybe you were talking about Jim. Alice, if this is you, can you touch one of these again? Then we would know that we're talking to you, Alice. Crazy, man. That means it's the same energy twice to set off Alice.
Of all the names it could say.
All the words, there's like thousands of words in that word bank.
Alice, these won't hurt you at all. They just help us communicate a little bit better. These are toys we brought for you. Wow. Thank you. Is that Alice?
I'm hearing a lot of movement too, man.
What's
was thinking this was the room that like the Union soldiers were trying to help them out of.
Yeah, they're going through that.
I want to go put on the Union outfits.
Something just flipped the hell out of my shirt.
Show.
Show the outfits?
Like it just tugged you?
Yeah, went like that. And I'm not near anything to like bump into.
No. That'd be a kid's height too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was
Look.
when I was standing right here, I felt like I kept having someone mess with the back of my shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you guys are like literally, if you were a kid and you're pulling out someone's shirt.
Yeah, like to get my attention or something.
Alice, were you touching his shirt?
Dude, that was right when you said Alice.
Right.
14.
14!
Dude.
Teenager and 14?
You said he looks like he's about
14 to 16.
Yeah,
16 years
yeah.
old.
And I just walked up and I said he looks 13 to 14, didn't I?
You did, yep. That's crazy.
So Jim, you're 14 years old? Can you touch one of those red lights as a way of saying yes, just to confirm it?
Whoa. That's crazy, man. Thank you.
That's awesome.
So,
He's like, yes.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
I am pretty
Avoid.
great.
Avoid. Who?
Avoid who?
Avoid what?
Oh, yeah, or what? You know, it's weird. It's almost like,
Oh wow.
whoa. I feel like it could be two spirits that are here right now, because Alice twice is really strange. I've never gotten the same word twice so quickly. I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten the same word twice ever really on this thing. But Alice, and then confirming, and Jim, which is James on those pictures, it's like they're both here, I feel like.
Teenager, 14.
Yes.
I mean, it's all spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the other spirit or entity that's here is trying to say to avoid us, or we should avoid it. I mean,
Or I was thinking like Alice saying to avoid James, Jim,
maybe.
vice versa. What are we supposed to avoid? Can you answer that?
Emma.
Emma.
Avoid Emma.
So many names.
So many names, man.
They gotta be kids from the orphanage.
Turn like this. I don't know what I just saw. It looked like something like peeked out from behind you and then peeked back behind you for a second. And I don't know if here. Do you take a step back?
He pushed.
He pushed. Take a step back real quick so I can see the lantern. Can you move your light like this? Nope, that was not you. Holy shit, it was like pitch white almost. I
Really?
just saw this little thing like peek out and then peek back from behind Ethan.
Maybe it's this corner, man.
What did Mike just see behind me? Can you tell me their name?
Trapped here.
Trapped here.
What?
Dude, you know what's really strange?
What?
Think about the whole time we've been up here. We were started out, you guys were over here and we were facing this direction, and now everybody's moved to where this is like open, and you just saw something right there too.
Like subconsciously.
Yeah.
Because it's not either of the pictures, because where you were standing, it was about, I want to say, in between your shoulder and your elbow, like kind of in your tricep area, and the pictures aren't anywhere near that. So it's not like you maybe passed in front of the picture or something, and I was catching a glimpse of it. It like peeked out and then peeked back in.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy,
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Trapped here.
Something is peeking out from behind you, and then it says trapped here.
Well, we got 30 more
Well,
minutes in
this
here.
was the room that they
yeah.
were trapped in.
Do we want to do the basement?
Edward.
This was the room that the people that were here were trapped in. The tour guide was telling us. They said that was the room over there that they had to get funneled out of. This was the room that the Union soldiers came up in and busted the wall out and then drug everybody through it.
Yes, dude. That's crazy. We didn't even
They
connect
were
that.
trapped in here.
Because they had to take Jenny's body through here.
Yeah.
You know?
And they took her down to the basement.
Yeah.
And supposedly her father is supposed to be down in the basement. He's the one that haunts the basement.
Which we haven't.
What was his name? Does anybody remember his name? James Wade.
James.
James!
James.
James Wade! Yo! That's crazy, man.
They're all here right now.
Yeah, so I got chills when he just said that, man.
They're coming through
I
one
had
at a
chills
time.
go all the way up my spine when the things clicked, and I'm like, this was
Yeah, we're both like-
attractive.
Yo.
Attractive.
Attractive.
Who, let alone me?
I think Jenny has a crush, man.
Jenny? Stop.
It's a mustache.
Whoa, man, that's crazy, though.
Should we go into the basement?
Can you light up one of those?
Oh,
Wow.
whoa.
No hesitation on
That's
that one.
wild, man.
All right, James.
We're gonna head on downstairs.
Okay.
Thank you for talking to us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
that was
wish we had
amazing.
more time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pause real quick. As we were doing the spirit talker upstairs, it's crazy. We had no idea how relevant some of the names that were coming through were. You know, at the time we were investigating, and we're not historians here because we had just learned the history. So sometimes you don't fully absorb everything that you're being told. Right before a ghost hunt, it goes almost in one ear out the other when it comes to names and dates and stuff like that. But as you're about to see, when we looked up some of those names, our jaws literally dropped. So this is weird, not counting this as 100% paranormal, but this spirit lamp hasn't been going off all night. When I first set it down here, it wasn't going off like this, and now it's got a very consistent.
Try rotating it a little bit, the base. There. See if it goes off anymore.
Well, it shows that it's not on level.
Yeah.
If it was faulty, it would just be going off. Strange.
Alright.
Okay, everybody, so right now we are actually downstairs in the Jenny Wade house. This is the infamous room where Jenny actually died. You know, you can see, as we saw in the tour, this is the bullet hole from the bullet that struck Jenny, and this is where her actual body was when she passed away. The blood stained floorboard is still over there in that other room on the other side of this wall. So this is really where, you know, you would imagine that Jenny would be because of that traumatic event or some sort of a scar. But you guys have a spirit box, so we're gonna do a spirit box session. And Connor and I actually bought earlier a little trigger object. So right here, we have 5 fired bullets recovered from this area. So I don't know if these bullets killed someone, where they were exactly recovered from. The origins are murky, to say the least, but you never know if there's something actually attached to this group of objects too. And since Jenny unfortunately was shot here, I don't know if this will stir something up. There were, what, 150 bullets that were fired into this house too? So I'm gonna bring these out. Jenny, I mean no offense with this at all, no spirits, but I'm gonna place these bullets here. If you know what these things are, we'd love to hear what you think about that. And you can go touch them if you're over there too. Weird timing.
Plus, that's the temperature rising, and it's fairly chilly in here.
Yeah, it feels better down here than upstairs for sure.
It's colder on this side of the house, so for the temperature to be going up, I mean, it shouldn't. If anything, it should be dropping. That light should be blue.
That's strange. Peculiar. Well,
So set this near them just to see if this reads anything.
want to do the spirit box, my man?
Yeah, let's do it. So when we were upstairs earlier, talking to you, we had mentioned bringing out a device that gives you a voice. Well, this is that device.
Sounded like it.
Okay. If you go up and put some energy into it, you can use it to say words or tell us whatever you want. Can you tell us your name?
Jenny Wade in here.
Say that. If there is somebody here with us, anybody, you don't have to be Jenny, could you say hi or hey or hello? Sound like, hey guys. I don't want to reach, but could you give us a really clear like hi or hey, good night, something like that?
Hello.
Hello. I heard that. Hello, like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Hello. My name's Ethan.
Did you just see the what? Was I tripping out or did this little thing just move?
The screen?
Yeah. Did you see that?
I thought I saw it.
I thought I saw
too.
that, man. I thought I saw the little thing like right there move. Could you guys, whoever's here, could you tell us what happened in this house? Do you remember what happened to you?
You say it was bad?
A little more clearly?
I mean, I'm standing in the area that you passed away in. Is there any way that you can tug on my shirt or mess with one of these devices in front of me, letting me know you're here?
Okay, while we're in here, I'm going to turn on. I'm 16, or something like that. I'm putting out another tool or a little toy that could also maybe pick up your voice. You were upstairs talking to us with this. Hidden. Can you tell us what happened in this room?
Kids?
Kids.
Are there kids here with us?
Remember, there were orphans in this house.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hunting. You said hunting.
Hunting.
No, it's not. I guess maybe it's not Jenny that's here. Are there orphans in here? Were you an orphan? Are there kids here? Orphans?
Can you tell us how many of you are here right now? Can you give us a number? One more time.
You know, it really is weird, dude. It's almost like this room
along with the one on the other side of the wall of the house. It really almost feels dead.
Yeah.
Like, even though the death of Jenny happened here, it's like the upstairs was super loaded. It felt like.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot more upstairs than downstairs. So it's totally different feeling.
Well,
I didn't feel it in the energy in this room. Like, it seems just like a very neutral energy. Like, nothing like, I mean, not to say nothing special in this room, but like it feels more just like this room is like at rest.
Yeah.
No like air standing feeling, chills, anything like that. It's very, like you said, very neutral.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to go try the basement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down to spend more time there.
Yeah.
Jenny, I'm going to ask you one more time if this is the room that you're in. Do you have anything to say to us? We're going to pack up.
Did you maybe say goodbye?
Alright, Jenny.
Try the basement.
Yeah.
If that's all you got for us, goodbye. It was good to talk to you.
But you can follow us.
Yeah, follow us down to the
Here.
basement.
That's where we're going to end. So if you want to talk, you're right here.
We're only leaving the room.
Yeah, we're just going down. At that point, we had gotten a lot of good activity upstairs, but it was time for us to head down to the cellar. And we hadn't been down there yet, and we had no idea that we were about to capture an incredibly compelling voice that I'm assuming was from somebody that was down there in that dark cellar with us. Okay, so we're down here right now underneath the Jenny Wade house. This is where we're finishing this part out. You guys online have been hearing, you know, the history of this property, but we actually didn't learn earlier that James Wade, which could have been the gym that we were interacting with upstairs, James went insane. It's said. There you go. He's the one that's supposed to be haunting this area. He was actually in prison at Eastern State Penitentiary. I've been there in the past and filmed. Yeah, he's pushed, scratched, you know, done tons of stuff to people down here. So this is a very active area, and we're all set up, so.
Good to go.
What do you guys want to do?
That's on. Has that been on?
It's been on pretty much the whole time since we've been down here.
Yeah. Can I sit in this chair? Or is this off limits?
Oh, it's not off limits though, but there's significance to it.
What is the significance?
Sit in that chair.
It used to be a rocking chair, and we took the rockers off of it for a very good reason.
Oh, it just kept rocking.
Yeah, as cliche as it sounds, it has been under rock in the past, so we actually got complaints and we removed the rockers.
I'm guessing that's the kind of the depiction of the.
Yes, that's what
rocking
the
chair.
scene looked like down here. The rocking chair, it's a modern day rocking chair, but it's said that James Wade had one that he liked to sit in on his front porch up at the store a lot. So we had one put right there next to Jenny's body to, you know, help maybe push and provoke something.
So James wouldn't be too happy that I'm sitting in this chair.
Probably not.
Sit in that chair.
Exactly.
James.
Alright. Damn, this is one very well lit room.
Yes.
Looking out at it, man. Yeah. Okay. Okay. James, I hear you're down here. So we've been told. If you're upstairs, if there's anybody upstairs, you could make some noise, run across the floor, and let us know you're here. Or you could touch any of the toys, the tools that we have set up here on these benches. Especially those 3 lights over there, if you see those. If you sit there, touch any of them, they'll change colors. It'd be really cool if you did that for us. We would love that.
Or you can touch us, James. We're not afraid. We want to make contact with you. Let us know that you're here any way that you would like.
the paralight. Did you see that?
Is that what that was?
Yes.
The blue flicker.
Yeah.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I
Damn
thought I
it.
was just
I
seeing
wasn't
shit.
filming. Did you get that on that static? Is that rolling?
On that one?
No, static's not wrong.
Over there.
Oh, dude,
Beautiful.
sweet. That thing never goes off, dude. Huh. Thank you.
Mr. Wade, is that you?
My blood sugar.
Does it bother you when people come down here?
James, you seem to be awfully quiet, man. Whoever's here, though, you did touch that. We would love to see you do that again. Or those 3 little circles right there. If you see those circles wherever you are, if you walk towards those, you can touch them. And let us know you're here.
I'd just like to reiterate that none of these devices are designed to harm you in any way. They're simply a means of communication. You can let us know that you're here by reaching out and touching any of them. Do you want to talk to us?
I'm getting a headache down here. Like behind my eyes. But other than that, I don't feel too much so far.
Want to do a spirit box?
Yeah, we can.
I'm gonna switch cameras with you for a sec.
Mr. Wade, are you here?
No, that was the spirit.
Yo, and the thing is, that just went off too. That just went off. Yo, that was crazy. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
I've never heard of anything like that.
Me either. What the hell was that, man? Oh. Oh. Literally, it went.
What happened? The spirit box is... What?
That was over multiple frequencies too. It went. James, was that you? Can you do that again? Whatever that was? I heard that.
Down here with us, Danny? Can you come over and talk to us for a minute? We'd like to have a conversation with you.
Whatever that shit was, just very strange. Like, what radio station would be broadcasting that noise?
Right. It's sweeping backwards.
Damn.
It was him, is it? We laid out a bunch of different devices for you. You can go out and touch one of them and set them off and let us know that you're here. It'd be great. We just want to talk to you. We're not here to hurt you. Come here in peace.
James, we'd really like to talk to you. We know that you've interacted with people down here before. Can you come interact with us? Please.
All right, James, we're gonna go soon. We're gonna head over to the orphanage I know we were maybe talking to Alice too. James, do you want us to call you Jim?
I don't care. I swear that's what I just heard it say. I don't care.
You don't care? Why do you hang out here though? Can you tell us why? Jenny, almost. Could have heard.
Is there anything you want to say to us before we get going?
Can you make this light up if you'd like me to step away? If you make this light up, I'll go away.
Well, what do you guys think?
Orphanage?
Orphanage? I think it's time to get dark, man. It's a Halloween special, bro. We gotta get dark with it.
Gotta get spooky with it, man.
Yeah.
Blindfold Estes method?
Yes, dude.
In the dungeon?
In the pit. All right. Well, to anyone here who was talking to us, Jenny, James, Jim, Alice, thank you. But we're gonna pack up and head over to the orphanage. So, if you are here, follow us across the street. Let's keep talking.
So, a little bit about the orphanage. After the Civil War happened, obviously a lot of families had died. A lot of parents of children had passed away during the battle. After that happens, there's a lot of kids that have become orphaned. And so they need a place to stay. There was a smaller group of kids inside of the town, so they started an orphanage inside of the town. And at first, the orphanage was being ran really well, but they ended up getting a new person to become the mother figure of the orphanage. And come to find out, she started torturing and abusing and possibly even killing the children that were inside of this orphanage.
Back when I was a kid, I remember watching the Ghost Adventures episode where they visited Gettysburg, and I vividly remember being young and being very freaked out by their episode at the orphanage because the history there is so absolutely horrific. You have kids being chained up, kids being abused, allegedly kids being murdered. It's absolutely insane, the stuff that happened there. And like Connor was saying, the orphanage is a spot where, you know, after the Battle of Gettysburg, people were desperately trying to move on. They were trying to fill the town with positivity and health and longevity. And unfortunately, what this specific orphanage did was bring terrible, terrible negativity and evil to the town. I mean, it's truly just a place that unspeakable evils happened at, you know? You can't really describe how it feels in there to somebody through the screen, but knowing the history and knowing that all that happened right there, it's hard to not feel the darkness almost entering your body just when you walk into the orphanage. Because yeah, if there was an evil place in Gettysburg, I would tell you right now, that orphanage is evil.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Gettysburg Children's Orphanage. My name's Tom Demko. I'm a tour guide here at Ghostly Images of Gettysburg, and I also happen to be a resident of the Children's Orphanage. I live upstairs, so I have some stories. But anyway, I'd like to welcome you. This is the dining room of the orphanage, which children, as many as 80 to 100 children would have been having meals and eating their supper here. There would have been a kitchen in the back. So the question becomes with the orphanage, why does this place have such a dark history? Why is there paranormal activity happening today, and what is that paranormal activity? And to answer those questions, we sort of have to step back in time to the years 1863 to 1877. So, during the Battle of Gettysburg, this building was the headquarters of General O.O. Howard. This was his headquarters. This was a Union position, which means this was also a field hospital where there would have been amputations, arms and legs would be stacked window high outside the building of the orphanage. Now, the connection to the orphanage actually begins on July 1st. On July 1st, on the north end of town, Stratton Street, a Union soldier, a Sergeant Amos Humiston, who's in this photograph here, he is mortally wounded, and as he lay dying, in his hands he's holding the picture of his 3 children, Frank, Frederick, and Alice, and that's the last image he sees before he passes away. A couple days later, a local woman comes across his body, and she has a chance encounter with a doctor from Philadelphia named Francis Bournes. He happens to be in Gettysburg tending to the wounded soldiers. So Dr. Bournes makes it his mission to find the family of this fallen soldier. Amos Humiston does not have any identification on him. Dr. Bournes runs an ad in the Northeast newspapers, and it takes about 2 months before a woman in a small town in New York State called Portville, Philinda Humiston, she sees the photograph. She knows her husband is killed in the Battle of Gettysburg. This is Philinda Humiston. So the Civil War battle ends. Obviously, the war ends in 1865. There are tons of orphan children. Just on the Union side alone, there were 350,000 men who died during the Civil War. This building becomes one of the first orphanage buildings after the Civil War. It's big news. This Dr. Bournes, who I mentioned, is part of a board of directors. They form a corporation. They buy this property and the land, which is 2.5 acres. And in 1866, Dr. Bournes has to hire the first matron, and he reaches out to Philinda Humiston, asks her if she would like to move to Gettysburg with her 3 children. She could live in the building, and she'd be next door to her late husband, who's buried next door in the National Cemetery. And Philinda comes, and the children love Philinda. They're well fed, they're well clothed, they're getting a great education. The children are really, really happy. Members of the board included General George Meade, the commanding officer here at Gettysburg. He would visit here. He loved what he saw. He raised a lot of money. And for 3 years that Philinda was here, things are really, really good. But Philinda meets a Union veteran who passes through town, a man named Asa Barnes. He's a widower, and obviously Philinda's a widow. He would send her a letter proposing they get married. They actually have a wedding in this very room, attended by the children and about 100 people. It's a festive day, but the children are sad because Miss Philinda, who they love, is leaving Gettysburg and will move to Massachusetts with her new husband. So Dr. Bournes has the job once again to hire the next matron. And he has a woman that he says has exceptional credentials. She's a strong disciplinarian. He felt she would do a wonderful job. And her name is Rosa J. Carmichael. And Rosa J. Carmichael is the complete opposite of Philinda Humiston. She dislikes children. She's not married. She's about as cruel a woman as you'd ever want to be in charge of a program involving children. But she comes in 1869. Initially, they said things continued much as they had under Miss Philinda. But people say something snapped upstairs with Miss Rosa. And then the abuse, the torture of children, the dark cloud evolves over this orphanage building. And children who were once happy here are now miserable. They hate Miss Rosa. They're afraid of Miss Rosa. They used to be well fed. They're now malnourished. They used to be well clothed. Their clothes are tattered. It just becomes a horrible place for children. And Miss Rosa would use so many different types of torture, some both outside the property and some inside the building here itself. Now outside, one Christmas Eve, she locked a child in an outhouse, and fortunately a couple who were the caretakers of the National Cemetery were walking by, heard the cries of a child, help me, please help me. They couldn't ignore these cries. The couple would find this child locked in an outhouse. He had no shoes, very little clothing. He probably would have froze to death if he had stayed in there overnight, and at least for a couple of days that child was safe in the gatehouse at the cemetery. In the hot summer sun, it was common for Miss Rosa to tie children's wrists to a split rail fence that surrounded the property. They'd be out in the hot sun for hours. Back then, wild dogs used to roam loose in Gettysburg, would growl at the children, gnaw at their ankles. It was horrific for the poor children. There's at least one known death of a child who attended the orphanage under Miss Rosa, and as many as 5 or 6 children may have died or went missing as well. And a young boy named Robert Turner. One day a local child from town knocks on the orphanage door. Miss Rosa would answer. He asks, "Is Robert home? Can he come out and play?" And Miss Rosa basically says, "Robert's not here, he's dead." And Miss Rosa had buried Robert Turner in the backyard of the orphanage, and she never called the doctor, she never alerted authorities. And finally word gets out, authorities come, they exhume the body. Miss Rosa tells them that the boy died of irritable bowel syndrome, issues in the stomach. But after they perform an autopsy, the doctor said this boy died of starvation. So those are just some of the things that happened. Now inside this room here, there would have been tables and chairs set up. And if you misbehaved, didn't listen to Miss Rosa, it would be common for her to have a child stand on a chair, stand on a table, and they would stand up until their legs would give out. They would fall and collapse to the floor. Now, Miss Rosa had an accomplice through all this, one of the older children. He was 18 years old, a young man named Richard Hutchinson. They called him Stick Boy because Richard used to walk around with a stick and he used to beat the children with the stick, all under the watchful eye of Miss Rosa. Now, I mentioned this Dr. Bournes. Many people thought he was a good Samaritan. When he circulated that photograph of the children, he sold copies of it for $0.25 apiece. He raised a lot of money that he claimed he was going to use for the future education of the 3 children. But as the 3 children get older, it's documented that they never saw any of the money. And Dr. Bournes used to actually live in this. This was his summer residence, and the children had to tend to anything he wanted. He'd snap his fingers, the children would have to jump. He had to know what was going on here, what Miss Rosa was doing to these kids, but he either turned a blind eye or he just simply endorsed what she did to these children. Now, there's just to show some more history. This picture, Ulysses S. Grant is photographed here in front of the orphanage building in the 1860s. When he visited Gettysburg, he actually toured the orphanage, and he's pictured right outside. The building looks very much the same today. He's with the governor of Pennsylvania, Governor Curtin, and a couple other prominent generals, and you see all the children are lined up outside. This photograph here is the backyard of the orphanage. This is the building we're in. The building next door, which is still next door, the buildings are not joined together, they're separated today. That was the girls' dormitory. It was built 3 years later because of so many kids were here, it was overcrowded. You can see the children in the backyard holding toy muskets playing soldier. And this is just pictures of the children from across the street. And you can see in Gettysburg in 1878, there were a lot fewer buildings. And the only neighbors would have been the caretakers of the cemetery. Up the street here, there was one other private residence. On the corner where there's a convenience store today was a hotel called the Wagon Hotel. So it didn't bode well for the children. When they were being tortured, their cries for help would go on deaf ears. Now, another thing Ms. Rosa did in 1868 was the start of Memorial Day, and back then it was called Decoration Day. And children from the orphanage used to participate and be part of a procession that would march to the National Cemetery next door, and they would put flowers on the graves of the Union soldiers. But when Ms. Rosa came in, she put a stop to it. She just was that cruel, and local citizens noticed, where were the children from the orphanage? Why are they not participating? And the poor kids used to love to participate. They'd be forced to look out the windows of the orphanage and they'd see other children doing what they had enjoyed to do. And it really was very sad for the poor children. So now neighbors would come to the orphanage. They wanted to see what's going on here. They heard so many stories, concerns, child in the outhouse, a child dying, buried in the backyard. But Miss Rosa wouldn't let the people in. This was a private organization. She would shoo them away, say, "Go away, you're not welcome here." But inspectors would come out periodically, and she had to let them in. But Miss Rosa used to hide the sickest looking children away so they wouldn't be seen. She'd surround herself with people who would say how wonderful things are here. Now, there's a couple things that were found in the walls. Not so many years ago, there was a renovation done of the front of the building, and they found this medicine bottle, which is from a firm in Philadelphia. There's a connection to Dr. Bournes. He was from Philadelphia. And the question is, why would this be found hidden away in the walls? You know, it was known that Miss Rosa, the children, she over-medicated them. They were malnourished. Very suspicious we would find this 150 years later. So Miss Rosa's cruelest punishments would happen in the cellar. And within the cellar is an infamous pit, or some people call it a dungeon, a confined space where she would literally tie children up and shackle them to the basement walls. And we can head to the cellar right now.
What an intro to
How'd I do?
cellar. That was great. Wow.
All right, you can edit
That
it
was
out,
just-
obviously, what
Yeah.
you feel. All right, so, by the way, you should get, if you get anything with this door, is I do a part of my tour. If you close this door real slow, and then when it's dark in here, it's
shit.
it's like the creepy. So you can,
It's a very
you can
creepy-
do something with that.
Creepy, creaky door.
All right, you want to film for me going down here?
Okay.
All right, we're now heading to the cellar of the Gettysburg Children's Orphanage. All right. As I mentioned, Ms. Rosa saved her cruelest punishment down here in the cellar. Around you are the original stone walls, and these are the original wood beams that were here when the orphanage was open. The only remaining shackle that's down here is this is the remaining portion. There's not much of it left, but that is original to the orphanage building. Miss Rosa would have shackled children probably along this entire wall. Now, some of the younger children she couldn't shackle because their wrists were too small, but she had other means to punish them. And there's a replica of a barrel in the corner over there, and she would put children as young as 4 or 5 years old inside the barrel. She would tie their wrists to the side of the barrel, and she'd fill the barrel with water. And children would stand in there for hours until their poor legs would grow weary. Children that age weren't much taller than the barrel. They would nearly drown. They'd be standing in that water in their own bodily fluids. It was horrific for those poor children. Miss Rosa's cruelest punishment was solitary confinement, and that would be the pit where she tied children up, shackled children. They could be in there for hours. They could be in this pit for a week, and they'd be down here in total darkness. Children couldn't see anything down here. It would be pitch black. There would be mice, rats running down here. They would hear the footsteps of Miss Rosa on that wooden floor up there. And when that creaky cellar door would open, they'd be petrified as to what might happen next. I will now take you to where the pit is. This is the confined space that Miss Rosa would tie children in. She'd shackle them. You can picture a poor child down here with no lights, mice, rats running loose. They'd be tied down here. She would give them minimal food just to keep them alive. It was pretty horrific for those poor kids. Wow. That's hard to believe. Yep. So now, what happens to Ms. Rosa? And without me killing myself. So finally, after all these reports of child found dead in the backyard, child locked in the outhouse, children not participating in the Remembrance Day, the Decoration Day, people were concerned, people were angry, not only at Miss Rosa, but Dr. Bournes. Finally, charges are pressed against Miss Rosa. She's taken to court, and she is found guilty of abuse and neglect of children, and her punishment was the harshest that can be imposed at that time. She was fined $20. That was her punishment, and she was ordered to leave town. Now, amazingly, she doesn't leave town right away. She's here for 6 or 7 more months. Wonder what those poor children went through in those last 6 or 7 months. Finally, Miss Rosa does leave. And the mystery of Rosa Carmichael is there's no record of her before she came to the orphanage. There's no record of her after she left the orphanage. Now, back in those days, there were no birth certificates, so it's very likely she left here and changed her name and took up a different identity. There are some rumors that perhaps she hooked up with this Dr. Bournes in Philadelphia and may have worked for him. There's another story that perhaps she was murdered by local people of Gettysburg and buried someplace in Gettysburg, but none of those stories can be verified. So, now the Dr. Bournes, people are furious. The local GARP post, the Grand Army of the Republic, would write letters. What's going on down there? These children are being abused, neglected. You're the treasurer, secretary of the board. What's going on down there? But yet, despite everybody's aggravation toward Dr. Bournes, no charges are ever pressed against Dr. Bournes. He would live in Philadelphia. He lived to 83 years of age. Contributing to his death, he was actually struck by a horse and wagon on the street in Philadelphia. So the orphanage does close in 1877. Unfortunately, what started out as something so promising, obviously Miss Rosa, this Dr. Bournes, brought on this dark history, the paranormal activity that happens today. The orphanage closes in 1877. There are only a few children left here. Some of them are adopted locally. Some go to other orphan homes. There's a lot of debt, $9,000 in debt. And to help pay off the debt, they actually sell all the contents of the building. They raise $800, which is why we don't have a lot of original pieces here left at the orphanage. So the sad part is the orphanage could have probably stayed open for 10 years, if not more, had it not been for the leadership of Miss Rosa and Dr. Bournes. So, now I mentioned I live in the building and I live in the apartment upstairs, and people always ask me, what happens here? Well, I mean, I can tell you, not only in my apartment, but throughout the orphanage, first of all, EVPs are captured everywhere in this building. That's probably my favorite way of ghost hunting, has always been capturing EVPs, and I've captured voices in all parts of the building. My belief is there's a number of children's spirits who still reside in the building. It is my belief from living here for 2 years that Miss Rosa still roams this building, and Dr. Bournes. I have captured strange voices that I believe are them on my EVPs. People on our tours feel like they're being touched. They feel fingers in their hair. People have been scratched. People have had burning sensations in their back. All strange anomalies are captured in photographs, especially upstairs in the dining room. A child's spirit was recently captured in the dining room. A black mass was recently captured in the dining room. An outline of a man with 2 young children was recently captured. So there's a lot of paranormal activity that happens both inside the orphanage and on the outside grounds. There's been sightings of children's spirits outside in the courtyard. At night, people at the hotel hear children laughing, and sometimes they hear them crying. The place is very, very active. And living here, in my own apartment, I have a reading lamp that periodically the spirits try to get my attention, and the light will go on. One was a curious time about 6 months ago.
Did you hear that?
I heard something, but I'm not sure.
That was Mike.
Maybe the door
Mike?
closed. Oh,
is that you?
Oh, is that your guy? Oh. Yeah, well, that's debunked. So we had a direct descendant of Amos and Philinda Humiston. Their great-great-grandson visited Gettysburg for the first time about 6 months ago. He did the tour of the orphanage, and I actually invited him to my apartment. And I have this reading lamp that the last time it had turned on by itself was probably 4 months ago, when this gentleman, his first name is Ron, left my apartment. That light turned on, as if the spirits recognized the significance of a direct descendant of Amos and Philinda Humiston.
Wow.
I've had photographs. One day I had a picture on my dresser, flew off the dresser. 5 minutes after that, my kitchen window slammed shut. And 5 minutes after that, I have a bird cage and the gate flung open. None of those things happened before or since they happened. So sometimes the spirits do try to get my attention. So.
Wow.
What's the most active part of the building, would you say?
The creepiest part is the cellar. I mean, people have all kind of sensations when they come into the cellar here. I mean, I've had people on tours cry uncontrollably due to the sadness that they feel. I've had grown adults won't go inside this pit area. I had one man only a few months ago said that his sister had recently came and went inside the pit and believed that she brought home a spirit attachment, which is why he won't go inside there. The dining room, there's EVPs all over the building. So the cellar definitely has the most effect. People have been scratched while attending our tours. people see things out of the corner of their eye. So, but the whole building is active. And how's that?
Love it.
How's that?
I don't love it exactly, but
Well, yeah.
Oh,
A lot of people on here always look for Ms. Rosa because that's the name, Ms. Rosa. And,
Yeah.
and, you know, and I encourage you to try to communicate with her. But from my own experience, I think Ms. Rosa tends to like hide in the corner somewhere. It's like she's so used to being, you know, criticized and etc. that you may find that this Dr. Bournes, who people rarely look for him, but I know I've heard his voice. I've heard the voice of an older man when I've tried to communicate through EVP. So you may find Dr. Bournes roaming around down here. And definitely children's spirits. There's 2 known children's spirits in the cellar. I would think there's more. I think there's, based on I know from my own experience living here, I know there's probably at least a dozen spirits in my apartment upstairs, and I'm sure they're all through the building. So there's one in particular, a boy named Tommy, who's shy. He tends to hide on the other side of the cellar under one of the tables where people leave dolls and gifts. And there's a spirit of a girl named Emily. Emily is more sociable. She likes to interact, especially with men. And lately she's been tipping the bill of men wearing baseball caps. So
wonderful.
You may experience that tonight.
So I guess I have another question.
Yes, sir.
About the kids who went missing or are theorized to be murdered. Is there any more you can tell us about that, or how did they reach that number?
That's just, I think psychics who have been here seem to agree that there were as many as 5 or 6 children that went missing or may have died. You know, a lot of psychic mediums have been in this building over the years, and there's also a story from some of the psychics believe that one of the orphan children, a girl as young as 13, may have actually got pregnant from one of the boys and delivered a baby, but Miss Rosa would have nothing to do with that, and reportedly she killed the baby and buried the baby in the backyard of the orphanage.
Yeah.
And they never found a baby.
Not that I know of, but that's what the psychics tell us, you know. So.
And then I guess last thing, names and ages of the spirits.
Oh.
Do you have any like rough? Because some of my devices can give words and.
I mean, I have a book upstairs that lists a lot of the names of. I mean, I just know from my own experience. I mean, I've talked to a spirit named Joseph, but from what I tell, he's not here no more. I actually caught where this young boy named Joseph said that Miss Rosa broke his arm. And a couple of days later, through my EVP, I reached out, is Joseph still here? And I was told he crossed over. So,
wow.
Yeah, so.
Well, interesting. I guess we can get back with you and see if anything we captured makes sense.
Yep.
All right. I'll get out of this. Duck down.
I'm going to get a B-roll shot.
Okay, so we're right now at the orphanage. It's already been a very interesting night, but I have to tell you guys something that is mind-blowing that we just connected. So, remember, moments ago when we were investigating the house, we got the name Alice twice on the Spirit Talker.
Alice.
Lots of names coming up.
So many names.
Yeah. Jim, Joseph, Alice.
There's 2 boys supposed to be up here, right?
Yeah.
And 1 girl.
Oh.
Alice.
Alice again. Twice.
Hi, Alice. Hello, Alice.
Alice, maybe if this is you, maybe you were talking about Jim. Alice, if this is you, can you touch one of these again? Look over here. The children's names. These kids are integral to the story of this orphanage. The girl's name? Alice. It's right there on the wall. Alice Humiston. I mean, how is that possible? I mean, the fact that this picture was found in the hand of a dead soldier, on the battlefield of Gettysburg. So, who knows? Maybe that was the soldier asking for Alice, asking for his daughter. I'm sure lots of soldiers had daughters, wives, sisters named Alice, but the fact that out of every single name, every girl name on the planet, we got Alice twice, and then right here, out of these very few photos, the kids that are integral to the actual story of the orphanage, her name's Alice. That's mind-blowing. Tonight we've already made very intelligent contact, and being here in the orphanage building is dark. It feels already dark. I have anxiety being in here. The history here is so negative and evil that I'm excited to dig into it, but Yeah, it's freaky, man. That's got me chilled. And what do you think about that, man? That's pretty crazy, right?
I mean, the fact that it came up twice, I mean, sometimes you get those weird algorithms where something random might pop up and it has no rhyme or reason of why it might have been connected to the story, but then it came up 2 times and we didn't really get anything else about it. And then after we were done filming at that location, he's like, there's something about the name Alice that I guess you guys never heard. But then he told us a story about this place and the significance of the name Alice, and now it's like little puzzle pieces clicking together that before we had no idea of what it might have had a significance about, but now we're starting to figure some things out, putting some clues together. So it's made this a very, very interesting but very in-depth investigation so far.
Honestly, dude.
It's mind-blowing.
I mean, you cannot fake something like this. Here are the pictures of the children. Alice, right there, twice on our device.
Blows my mind.
Blows my mind.
Especially the amount of names that we had come up from that, and then this one
twice.
This one comes twice. So,
I'm ready to dig in, man.
Me too.
It's time. Let's set all this stuff up. Look at all our gear. We have so much gear here. We got to go down in place.
So after hearing all the history of the place and the rumors, the allegations, the unconfirmed deaths, the possible murderers' bodies buried on the property, obviously we were all on edge. Everybody that was with us agreed that this place is super hardcore, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. I know a lot of people who have actually been to Gettysburg and they've taken the ghost tour and they've had to leave the orphanage because the energy down in the basement area was so extremely bad that I know someone who got physically ill and they had to leave. I know someone who claimed they had an attachment follow them home. So it's not a good place. And knowing all this, when we went down to investigate, we knew that it was time to get some answers, but you know, it's one of those moments when you go, do I really want to do this? I mean, of course we did. And so that's why we went down into the dark. Okay. We're down here in the orphanage. First of all, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Colin. I'm here with a couple friends of mine.
My name is Ethan.
I'm Mike.
I'm Connor.
We just want to talk to you tonight. I know this is a very dark place. There have been some pretty dark things that have happened here, but we're not here to hurt you. In fact, if you come out and talk to us tonight, I have a toy that I can bring out and give to you that I brought from my house in Philadelphia. But you have to come out and play. So, I guess I'm just gonna ask, if you're down here with us, could you give us some sort of a sign? Walk up to us, follow my voice. We have a lot of toys set up here that you can play with. What the hell was that? What was that?
I heard that too.
If that was you, thank you. Can you get even closer to us, please?
I have a toy right here. It'll let us know when you're near if you touch the antenna on top of it. Light up cool colors. It's so quiet in here.
I know, it's dead silent. If you see any of these lights around us, I just want to explain and say that they're not going to hurt you. And all you have to do is walk up to any of the lights and it'll show us that you're here. And if you're down there in that little hallway, come walk over towards us. It's okay, you can leave that area.
We come here as friends. We're not here to hurt you or be mean to you. There's something back there. Heading down that hallway? Can you finish this for me?
Mm-hmm. Okay, if you're down here, I'm in the dark with you. I just want to invite you to come out, especially if you're down here in this room. Come on out. Is that going off?
Yeah, the REM pod.
Did you make the colors light up?
Okay, come on out. If you're here in this room, follow my voice. Come with me back over here, all right? You guys want to try Spirit Talker?
Yes, do it.
I have a toy right here that you can use to communicate with us. All you have to do is use your voice and say something to us. And if you talk to us, we can hear what you have to say. You don't need to be afraid of us once again. But also, if you had any part in abusing these children, you need to talk to us. Because people need answers, you know.
Yeah, I think it would be great to try and figure out what possessed you to treat small children that way. I don't think that was very fair for them, considering that they already lost their families and looked up to you for protection and guidance.
And you failed them.
Yep, and you took advantage of that. That wasn't very nice of you. If you could give us some answers as to why you did that, give a lot of people a lot of resolution. I understand that sometimes we do things we don't mean to, but what you did was very intentional. And those children were innocent. I don't know why you would even think about treating children like that. But if you want to tell us, we're not here to judge you. We want to figure some things out. Are you here with us right now? Can you make some kind of noise or set off one of the devices that we've laid out so we can acknowledge your presence?
I heard it back there.
Stuck here.
Stuck here.
Stuck here?
Yes. Who's stuck here? Can you tell me who? Are you a child? Are you an adult? You know what? I'm gonna put this towards the center for everybody. That's my stomach.
I was told of a girl's name that might be here with us. Emily? Emily, are you here with us right now?
Or Alice?
Or Thomas?
She killed.
She killed. The
Rosa.
What would you call her? Yeah.
Did Rosa kill children here?
That's spooky, man.
On purpose?
That's a creepy first response.
Yeah.
She killed.
Children go missing too, and they
Yeah.
weren't found.
Yes.
Like there was one confirmed death, because the authorities came and picked the body up at some point. But
Navy.
Navy.
After you said authorities.
Oh, weird.
I don't know. I know that there were children that went missing, but nobody ever confirmed if they actually died or not. You know.
There's one story they didn't tell you.
You want to tell us?
What's the story?
This was confirmed by a few psychics and mediums that was
You.
going on.
You.
Yeah, you know me. There's a story. Some of our tour groups have had psychics and mediums gone on tours with us, and they all got a similar reading. At the time that Rosa was in charge, there was a 15-year-old girl that found herself pregnant. It was a big scandal back then, just like it would be today. Rosa didn't want all the attention. She didn't want the embarrassment of, having a child pregnant here at the orphanage, so they had to take care of the problem. So when the girl gave birth, she had them take the girl down here to the cellar to give birth here in this room. And of course, to save the embarrassment, the woman gave birth. She only had the baby in her arms for a couple seconds. She gave the baby wrapped up in a bundle to a nearby boy, and the psychic said they see the same vision all the time. Coming back up the stairs, they see the boy by himself. In one hand is the bundle of baby, and the other is a shovel. And she told them to take it out back and eliminate the problem.
Wow.
That's a heavy story, man.
I was just about to say that.
Well, one of the claims is you can hear the sobbing and crying of the mother down here, especially back towards the cellar.
Do you know the mother's name?
No, no one knows.
Can you talk to us about the unwanted pregnancy that occurred, Rosa? What happened with that? What happened to the baby?
Intense.
Intense.
It probably was intense. But what happened to the baby? Did you kill it? And maybe if this isn't Rosa, and if it's somebody that saw it happen, can you give us just a couple words about
Denise.
Denise? So many names. No. No. I've never seen so many names on this thing ever.
Was Denise the mother?
That says mother, mom. You're freaking out. Brother.
Wow.
Okay, that's kind of weird though. How I said.
Yeah.
It says who was Denise? Brother? Maybe Dennis. Could have been going for Dennis.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Or it was Denise's brother that had to bury the kid.
Oh. Shit. Okay, what did Denise's brother do? If that's what we're talking about. What did he do?
Do you hear talking back there from time to time?
Mm-hmm.
I keep hearing talking back there.
It's like that whole distant chatter. It sounds like a woman or a small girl.
Mm-hmm.
Is there somebody back there? Can you come forward, please?
Table.
Table.
Under the table?
On the table. There's toys on the table.
I'm not looking.
Yeah. Tommy, are you under the table? I heard you're kind of shy.
You don't have to be afraid of us, Tommy. We're friends. We came here, we brought you a lot of different toys to play with. Some of them make noise, some of them light up, some do both.
Is it me or do I see one of those blue lights lighting up faintly?
Flames.
Flames. Wait, what happened with the...
Early 1900s, there was a fire right above your head. You can see the charred marks.
Oh, wow, shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's this one right here.
Wow, dude.
That's
It keeps lighting up faintly.
My eyes, yeah.
Oh, no, I see it.
My eyes are playing tricks on me, I think, but it looks like it's glowing a little bit. Like every now
Trapped
and
here.
Trapped here again.
Stuck here, trapped here.
Yeah.
Are we talking to one of the children right now? What's your name?
I know this is gonna sound cheesy, but I just closed my eyes and tried to feel the room, and I feel like a little boy in that doorway, like doesn't want to come over here, but they're just like standing there.
Like they're trapped in there.
Tired.
Tired. Yeah, I mean.
I'd be tired too if I was trapped out here for days.
Right.
I'm trying to remember if there was any casualties to the fire.
Didn't she like make the kids like stand up for long periods of time too?
Yeah, she would make them stand on a desk all day. Yeah, I keep thinking that blue light is blinking. Ugh.
Are we talking to a child or an adult? Can you tell us?
My head just started like pounding.
As soon as that happened to you, my left ear,
Using my voice.
it just started ringing so hard. Like it almost sounded like a, I don't want to say a dog whistle, but it's really the only thing I can equate it to. It's just this very high-pitched ringing all of a sudden. And it happened right at the same time his head started hurting too. It was like, I don't know, some kind of physical ailment or something. You alright?
Dude, it was like, it feels like I got like hit on the back of the head.
Picture.
But it's like a deep pain in my brain.
Oh man.
But it's like very like specific point.
Maybe you're feeling one of the injuries that happened to a kid down here.
Yeah, when they fell over.
Maybe any stick boys behind you smacking you up.
That is also true.
I'm surprised none of the devices have gone off down here other than the temp sensor.
I know.
We got this whole room booby trapped.
So many devices.
Nothing's going off. Must be shy.
Are you in that room over there? Maybe you're not in this room.
Happy.
Happy.
You like our company? Does it make you happy?
What was that?
It was over that way. All three of us heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Did we just hear you?
You guys want to walk down there real quick and then we can do the S's?
Yeah, man.
I kind of want to bring this thing down there.
Should I run the
Paratech? The voice is a little creepy though.
Started scanning.
Okay.
I used to be a smoker.
I was about to say.
Okay, man, let's go down here. Okay, we're coming down towards the little hole.
Instead.
Mum.
Mom.
Mom.
Do you want your mom?
That's me.
I want to crawl in here.
My camera's off to the right.
Okay.
Philip.
Is it room?
Yeah.
Ella.
What'd you get?
Ella.
I got Philip. Ella and Philip.
Yeah, be careful. There's that right there. I don't know if all of us. Can we all fit in there? Yeah. Maybe.
I fit 10 people here before.
Children, right when we came back here. Children. Okay, what happened to children back here in this room?
I just got 8.
8?
8.
8 children. Okay, 8 children then.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Are there 8 children back here? Can you confirm that?
Saw.
Somebody saw something?
Attachment.
Attachment. No. Okay.
My head's like pinging right now. Cold. In the same spot that it was before.
My knees are cold. Out here.
Are you trying to affect Connor? He's the guy sitting right there.
Why?
Like the letter Y? Is that Y for yes?
Yeah.
Yo!
Dude. Oh my god.
Why and yeah.
That's crazy.
2 different devices,
That
man.
is crazy.
That's
Right as you ask
wild.
if they're affecting Connor too.
Dude, that's wild, man.
Why are you trying to affect me?
Chloe.
Is Chloe trying to affect him?
Dude, that spirit talker says yes. I'm
That's the first time it said yeah or yes all night.
Honestly, I think that's only said that like once or twice for me ever.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so direct.
Chair.
Chair.
Quill.
That camera that's pointed down here, is that red light supposed to go off and then back on?
No.
Veil.
Is it a red light like the one we have on right now?
Well, I looked.
The one on my
Yeah,
camera?
it's like the recording button, or the
Shot.
recording light.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it
it's
was
blinking.
off. It was off, and then I looked up down there and I just saw it go back on.
I just heard something.
And I keep feeling like there's something moving around out there where we were just at.
Hey, dude, something's like messing with me.
How you feeling?
Like, I'm feeling like dizzy, and my head's like still
Basement.
I don't know, dude. It's like it's not like too much that I can't handle, but it's like I can feel something that's definitely trying to like mess with me.
What?
Did the motion light just go off?
Yeah, right here in front of me. Huh. But I didn't really move.
You win.
You win.
Did I win because I called you out? I figured out what you were trying to do to me?
Ford.
It's funny when it said you win, it was like everything like went away.
Really?
Yeah.
Later.
Later.
It went away. Now it's basically saying like, see you
I'll
later.
come back.
Yeah.
Can you just describe what happened here? Just give me one word.
My head.
My head.
Ooh.
Dang.
You were feeling it on your head earlier.
Yeah.
What happened to your head back here? That's interesting. Can you tell us? Were you abused back here?
Water.
Water.
Would they have not been given water and stuff back here, obviously?
Very
They
little
were-
food, very little water.
A lot
Should
of
make
them
them
were
stand
very
in barrels of water,
malnourished.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
Stand in barrels of water?
Stand in barrels of water. Isn't that right? Didn't she used to do that?
Scratch.
Scratch.
Hmm.
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
What about the water? Did you not get enough? You feeling okay, Connor?
I just feel like there's something behind me.
Door.
Door.
Yeah. Now we both got it running.
Oh, that's the new Spirit Talker. That update just happened.
Oh, really?
See how ours are different?
Oh, yeah.
They changed the logo and everything.
Let's see if there's any difference.
I'm ready to see, man.
Turned on again the motion light.
Love.
Yeah, you better love me. If you turned that on. I'm saying she said door. Thinking, is there something by the door down there? Or this door?
You doing okay, buddy?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. There's like something behind me that's like draining me.
I feel hopeless.
Hopeless. What? It's interesting to do both at the same time.
Well, now that you've figured out we have 2 of these running, you can talk to us through both devices. Tell us whatever you want.
What do you feel hopeless about?
Screaming.
I don't feel very good in here either.
I started getting this pressure.
Me
like,
too.
On
Right
my
here.
eyebrows and down
Device.
my nose. Device. That's right. You can use that device to talk to us. Much like the one that you've been using over there on Colin's lap to talk to us. Are you trying to affect us in some way? We're not feeling too
Walker.
good back here.
Walker. Walker. What does that mean? Like a name?
Could be a name. You guys talking about like an actual walker, like a device used?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I had an injury.
Oh!
Whoa.
A walker you do use with an injury, man.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
fucking walker. That's
Your cane or
crazy.
something.
Yeah.
No.
Did you see something out there?
No, I'm trying to go through the recesses of my mind. Walker, cane, injury.
That's right, knock.
Me too.
Right above us.
Yeah, I heard that too.
There was a cane hanging in the Jenny Wade house.
Guys want to try out the Estes?
Yeah, I'm ready to
Are
do
you
it.
okay to do the Estes, or do you want?
I want to do this.
All right.
I want to figure out why this thing's messing with me.
Do a dull Estes. You and I can sit against this wall back here.
Yeah.
The IR camera there can pretty much catch everything.
Cool, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm ready. Right when I paused.
Of course.
Right when I paused, we got the word kid. Never seen that either on this device. Never once. Kid.
We can see you all.
Oh,
We can see you all.
Whoa. This has got like full sentences.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the update. We can see you all. And
We
the
would like to see you
kids.
guys. That's crazy.
Well. He's like, not really, man.
I keep feeling like there's something out there.
I feel like there's
There.
something right here.
There! Something out there. It just said there.
They're with you.
There where? In front of me?
Dude, that's just so weird that you said something out there and it immediately says there, like a mirror.
Are you out in the hallway?
Talk.
Talk.
More talking.
That's right. You can use that device to talk to us.
Between.
It is talking between the two devices.
Yeah, it is.
You know, interestingly. This is I'm getting weird, like, pressure, too.
Yeah.
Lake.
Lake.
You guys want to crawl out, start the Estes?
Yes.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
There's more of us.
Oh, shit. There's more. It's funny because there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're saying there's more of us.
Yep.
You know?
And we can see you all.
Yeah. Yeah, we can
There's
see
a lot
you all.
more of us.
Oh, shit.
I know, that's what everybody usually leaves.
The attic.
The attic. Is there an attic here?
Not to my knowledge. There were bedrooms upstairs. Unless they mean the 3rd floor.
Not usually attics if there's basements.
True. Very smart,
It's
man.
an underground attic.
Lake! Lake!
Dude,
Lake!
Why are both of them saying lake?
That's crazy, man. Both of them.
What if one of the kids drowned or something?
Right.
What if like he was taken out or she was taken out and was drowned by the caretaker?
Yo, that's actually crazy that both of them just said lake.
I know.
And you have a different version than I do.
This is the updated one that you just downloaded.
Yeah, that's weird.
There's no lake nearby. What would it? Unless.
Large puddle.
Is there a pond or something at some point?
Unless.
It said water too.
It did say water, yeah.
Unless she's talking about the Grove across the street where the parking lot is,
Mm-hmm.
and that giant
20.
giant water tower. Apparently, there used to be a swamp or something over there.
Threat.
20 threat.
Are you looking at us as a threat? Because we're not. We come here in peace.
It's just so goddamn quiet in here, man.
I know, it's a little unsettling.
Yeah, right?
Like it's if you just sat here for a minute and didn't say a word, it's very unsettling.
It's just like that dead.
Yeah, other than, everybody being hungry as hell. It's pretty quiet in
The
here.
constant growl.
Right.
Tom, safe.
Tom, safe.
Tommy?
Oh, Tommy.
Whoa.
Are you finally over here, Tommy?
Safe.
Do you feel safe with us?
Yo, that's pretty crazy.
Can you come over and keep talking to us?
Creature.
Sorry, what?
Creature.
Are we learning something new?
What kind of creature?
He's a kid with some imagination.
Creature.
Yeah.
A lake.
The grave.
The grave.
You
guys want to do the Estes?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm ready.
I need to stand up.
Yeah, my back is screaming right now.
I love the Estes method. It's one of my favorite ways to get answers. We have gotten some incredible evidence using the Estes method. At the Sally House, the House of Rock in Texas, we've gotten some incredibly shocking stuff. And so we wanted to do something different for the Halloween special, amp it up a little bit. That's why we had Mike from Charm City Paranormal and Connor both do an Estes method session at the same time in the basement. I'm not even kidding you, the stuff that they were telling us was freaking me out. Like sitting there in that room, hearing Connor and Mike both say almost the same thing on totally different radio frequencies, totally different scan speeds, with noise canceling headphones on and everything. It's like you can't fabricate this stuff. And I honestly, when I was thinking about the experiment, I didn't think it was gonna work. And then as time went on, I realized that it was working.
Do you guys want to explain what we're doing?
Yeah, so we are going to do an Estes method, but we're going to have two people running on two separate spirit boxes and see if any of the responses that we get correlate with each other.
You ready, Connor?
I'm very excited.
Good, man. Alright. Okay. Good luck,
Let's
boys.
get in the zone.
So, we're starting the Estes session right now here in the hole. Remember, kids were tortured back here. This was a very, very dark place.
It's not fair.
Oh, it's not fair.
You're right, it's not fair.
He's going down.
Who are we talking to?
Oh boy.
What's
He's
the...
looking.
He's looking where?
Where are you?
Who are you?
I know you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh. This is
kind of trippy, man. Yeah.
I've never done the twofer.
The news is horrible.
What's the news?
Which one of us do
I'm
you...
not alright.
All because
God.
of me?
Killed from the construction.
Construction.
Okay, let's slow it down, whoever's here. Who are you? What's your name?
Rob?
Rob?
Rob.
Hey.
Hi.
That's me.
How old are you, Rob?
Passing by?
Rob, can you give us your age? Robert, maybe?
Over here, I'm not supposed to play.
It's okay, Robert, you can play with us. Can you tell us how old you are?
Please go down there.
Oh, whoa, that was a fucking EMF spike. Oh! Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Whoa, what the
You just said you come play with us.
Yes, Robert, yes, you can come play with us, man. Thank you.
Rob, is this you?
Are you setting this off, Rob?
Oh no.
No, don't worry. It's okay that it's lighting up. It's the toy.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, what the
That's crazy.
Behind you.
Whoa.
Move.
Oh. He's back?
Comes. He's getting closer.
Who's getting closer?
Yeah.
In the dark.
That's just going steady. That's a fresh battery.
Yeah, this is crazy,
Brand
man.
new battery.
I mean, I didn't set this off either. I didn't move.
Yeah.
It just started going off. Hey, can you step away from this thing, Rob, please?
I'm dead.
Rob, keep moving away.
Sure.
Yeah. Please.
I'm walking by.
It's the end.
That's sketchy.
Yeah. I'm gonna reset this.
Holy.
In the galley.
Okay, if that was you, Rob, and you set this off, you wanted to play with this, can you do it again? You can walk right up and you're totally okay to come play a game with us.
Over there.
Do you not want to come in here?
Tommy. Michael. He sees me.
So what happened to you? Why are you still here right now?
Why would you do this?
We just want to talk to you.
It's as safe as it gets.
Can you just tell us what happened to you? Did she hurt you?
Move on.
I'm fine.
Oh.
He said he doesn't want to talk about it. Move
Uh-huh.
on. I'm fine.
What?
There was a knock out there in this basement somewhere.
Oh shit.
Clear as day. It's like someone went right up to the
I don't
bench.
care.
Went like that.
Yeah.
Did you just knock?
Yeah.
No.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Seriously, I have to ask, did you die down here?
Probably, but I can't.
You can't what?
I'm dead.
Oh, wow. You can't remember what happened to you?
Tommy.
How did you die? That's what I want to know. Did she
I burned.
Oh!
And it said flames earlier.
Yes! Oh, that's crazy. Was it a fire?
I need water. It's hot.
It's hot.
Oh! Dude, no way! That is fucking crazy. Okay, so you died in
Dead.
Oh my god, man.
Is it me or do I see one of those blue lights lighting up faintly?
Flames.
Flames. Wait, what happened with the...
Early 1900s, there was a fire right above your head. You can see the charred marks.
Oh, wow, shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's this one right here.
Wow, dude.
That's
It
wild.
keeps lighting up faintly.
My A's, yeah.
Oh, no,
either
I see it.
my eyes are playing tricks on me, I think, but it looks like it's glowing a little bit. Like every now
Trapped
and then.
here.
Trapped here again.
Stuck here, trapped here.
Yeah.
Or I won't make it.
Yo, I have
Please.
chills, man. I have all up and down. It's hot in here, but I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. They said the same thing. What the
Next.
next to him? So
I can feel it.
you died in a fire. Is that what you're trying to say? You died in a fire?
It'll keep me going?
Did somebody set you on fire?
Right. Did someone burn you?
Exactly.
So full of wonder?
So full of wonder.
It's the most hot.
What most hot?
You do remember the word trapped.
It's gone.
Trapped.
You were trapped in a fire.
Trapped. Oh.
Holy crap.
Confirmation.
Confirmation, man.
Trauma.
So, light that up all the way if you died in a fire down here, and that's why you're trapped here. No. What the? Oh. Okay, so what happened to your body after the fire?
I threw away the corpse.
What the fuck,
Oh
man?
my god.
My body's twitching.
Jesus.
Okay, were you buried somewhere, or did you completely burn?
Maybe that's why I
I'm
kept
burning.
saying.
Oh my god!
Maybe that's why it was saying water earlier. Like
Right.
lake.
Right,
Water.
lake water.
It needs water to put out the fire.
Yes. Yo, this is insane, man. Whatever the hell is happening right now is fucking tripping me out.
This is just steady going on.
Yes.
Did you need water?
Bye.
Did you need water? Is that why you said
I
lake?
love it.
You want to keep playing with this?
I love it.
You go.
You go.
Dude, this is fucking trippy.
This is awesome.
Okay, so I think
Why are you leaving?
we're not leaving. I think we've determined.
Stay.
Holy shit, man! I can't even get this out. So I gotta reset this, man. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Okay, so I gotta ask. So you died in a fire. Can you tell us when this fire happened? Like a time period or a year? Or how old you were?
Can you please go out back?
Let's go out back.
The
Wasn't
baby?
the baby buried out back?
10.
10! So you were 10 years old when you burned alive?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
This is so crazy.
Do you know what year that was in? 19, 18?
Go away.
Was it after the Civil War?
Enough.
Enough.
I'm feeling this tingling sensation on my shoulder right now. And I heard 807.
807. Could it be trying to say a year, maybe?
Yeah, but no, 807. Can you say the year again?
What are they doing?
We're just trying to talk to you. Is that okay?
Please leave.
You don't want us to be here
Bad.
anymore?
Bad.
Let me hear them.
Is there something bad here that we should be worried about? Is Rosa here?
Something just jabbed me in the back. We're outside.
Out back, maybe?
Yeah, outside this
In
room.
the back.
Oh,
Back!
that's just fucking crazy, man.
We found them.
Who did you find?
Oh, I'm like getting this weird mental image. Like just a darkness. I keep having a mental image of like a Raggedy Ann doll.
Doll right there.
What?
Get out of the house so I can put out the fire? Hurry.
Again with the fire.
Yes. What were you gonna say?
I'll show you when we get out there.
I'm sad.
Should we bring him out soon?
Let's do like 2
Hurry.
questions. Can you tell us how many children died in this building?
Leave.
I keep hearing like screaming. Like,
Hi.
Were you the only person that died in the fire, or did multiple kids die in the
Go
fire?
upstairs. Burning in the house.
Burning in the house.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on red before we're done. Does this remind you of anything?
I can't see anything.
Oh, wow. That's very accurate.
Help me. It's burning.
It's burning.
What the hell, man? And his fucking headphones are loud as shit. You can hear him from here. And is there any other details you can give us about this fire?
Get out.
Get out.
now.
Now.
Where did the fire take place?
Get
What
out
room was it
now.
in?
I'll kick you guys out.
Are we talking to Rosa?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Any other details you can give us? We're gonna leave.
That's that.
That's that.
That's that.
Well, you're asking for it.
Asking for what?
I'm on fire.
Oh my god.
Something just poked me in the back again.
I feel like someone's literally trapped here on fire.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like so much fire, burning, water.
Water, fire.
What the hell?
Go out. Alright, I'm gonna stop. I'm stopping. Sorry.
Man, that was
There's like
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
I'm getting this
man.
weird sensation in the middle of my back right now, and it's not like I have a little bit of back pain on my left side just because of my posture sitting in here, but this was like a pressure, like somebody is indenting a knuckle in my back right now.
Hey.
You want to tap him and get him out of this? Oh.
I'm tapping out, man.
That was really good.
That was
Something's fucking
great.
touching me again.
See?
He was saying that too.
Is it in your back?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm getting like this pressure.
Mine was like right here, like right under my shoulder
Yeah.
blade. Like someone's like.
See, mine is like a pressure. It's like this, and it's
It's
building.
like mine's like someone's trying to get my attention, right behind me.
There was a couple times I just heard you guys like very faintly. I just heard, oh, you know, like I guess something matched
Oh,
up.
It was relevant.
multiple times.
Really?
Like
Oh,
you
that's the
guys,
session, baby.
both of you guys were talking about fire burning alive. We're asking. We're like,
And you both said I'm hot at the same
yeah,
time.
yes, both at the exact same time, and we were like, that's I think when we went, what the f- was that? Because that shit was
Nice.
crazy.
Like this burned mental image of a Raggedy Ann doll was like in my face the whole time like this, and it just kept flashing the whole time that I was doing that Estes session. I just kept seeing the eyes of a Raggedy Ann doll and like
And
the smile.
And there's multiple right here.
It was
triple.
the older one. It wasn't like that. It was more like almost like the Annabelle Raggedy Ann doll.
Still though, man.
Right.
They're right here. This is the chamber right here. Here's the Raggedy Anns. Huh.
At that point, we had investigated the Wade house, we had done the orphanage, we were already drained, our energy was gone for the day, but we still had, and I still get chills right now thinking about it, we still had one final place to go, the place where we were told not to go, especially wearing the things that we were about to be wearing, the Saks-covered bridge. And I'm gonna insert some footage here. I've actually been to the Saks-covered bridge in the past with my friend Dan Bell from This Is Dan Bell and Another Dirty Room. He's a great guy. So yeah, the Saks-covered bridge is infamous. It's so haunted. A lot of people, like I said before about the orphanage, people have DM'd me and said they will not go to that bridge at night because they have experienced terrifying activity. And knowing that, of course, we had to go. It was late, it was the devil's hour, 3 a.m., and on that cold night, it was time to go meet the devil on that bridge. Cut!
Hello.